started? Cool. So, realigning here. Um, oh, you can hear me on stream.
Sounds great. Right. Mm-hmm. Perfect. Love it. And we are live, by the way.
Hello, everybody. Are we able to hear Doku this time?
We should be, because I just fixed. There's a button I have to push that I just figured out.
Nice.
Yeah, I got a little mic macro set up on my keyboard. It's dope.
Nice.
Because I'm a loser and do that type of thing.
You and me both.
Then in that case, not a loser. But yes, so how is everyone doing since last session?
Pretty well. I have ignored my homework.
You and me both.
Yes. That's about right.
I have some stuff to do about giraffes, but other than that, I'm good.
Is there an explanation there?
Oh, well, for my research project that I have to do for senior year, because I'm a bio student, I'm doing an ethogram with the giraffes at the local zoo, which is really cool because one of them just had another baby, so that'll be really good for
That's awesome.
I'm really excited. But right now we're in the writing the research proposal segment, so we're in the pesky part.
That should be pretty fun though. Giraffes are really interesting.
I love them.
They have like super tongues, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm. And they're blue.
That's right. They were blue. I knew it was something weird. But okay. So that's awesome. Enjoy that.
Well, thank you.
I think you're like, I picked giraffes. Why? I want an excuse to go to the zoo multiple times.
Actually, it could have been a bunch of different animals, but we picked the giraffes because that was the group I wanted to be in. Plus, they have an actual giraffe cam, so that'll be a little easier to get observations from.
Oh yeah, they do have those like world cams and stuff, like the nature cams. What website was that? Oh well.
Oh well, ours is like it's like the zoo in our town, like locally. But yeah. And it was so funny because I saw the post about the giraffe being pregnant, and I was like, didn't it just have a baby? Like.
Well, I mean, when you're stuck in a zoo and don't have anything else to do.
I mean, it was so funny because when I told my sisters, my little 15-year-old sister goes, "That giraffe gets down," and I'm like, Mackenzie.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
No, Mackenzie did.
That's funny. Yeah. All right. So, bad segue. And speaking of getting down, let's see how today's session goes. So last session, you guys, killed your old friends and took over and made some money and things like that. But we were missing a player for about 5 days' time, so we'll probably allow her to retcon a few things before we start the full session. But do you guys remember where we left off?
We left off planning what we're gonna do about Cedar's family.
How we're gonna get my brother off the frickin' boat.
It is.
Get off the boat.
They are scattered all over the realm, if you will. You guys have a general idea where most of them are. But yes, so that's not too bad then. We got a prosthetic foot and hand for one of our other companions. After I believe, what did you say I did? I viciously
you mutilated our fucking cleric.
Yeah, well, he's fine. He's got a new nickname, Stumpy. No, I'm kidding.
Or Hop.
But he seemed to be rolling with it. But it's all a part of my master plan now. But okay.
It traumatizes us even further.
I've turned it down compared to the first session.
Fair enough.
Although I do have more unicorns planned for you eventually.
Oh, good gracious.
Anyways.
No, but me and Charisse were with some of our friends at a comic book store, and we were looking at the D&D section, and we're flipping through the little monster manual, and then it turns to the unicorn page, and we just stopped. And then we very quickly moved on.
And I think she regrets showing me the D&D books because I was just like, I want that one and that one and that one.
She wants to adopt a mind flayer.
I'm okay with this.
Is that why you were asking me questions about a Mind Flayer off session?
Yes,
Because you want to adopt it?
I want to adopt it.
Well, I want you guys
That's
to
been
know
my weekend.
that after that discussion, there is a Mind Flayer in the world now.
Yeah, Charisse! Why?
Good. So I either get to kill a mind flayer or become best friends with a mind flayer.
We are becoming
Well,
best friends. I'm not letting you kill
you know.
that thing.
You guys are the role players here, so I guess we'll see what happens.
Rain, don't kill my new bestie.
If Cedar dies, you owe me.
Jeez.
That is a threat.
All right. So, 5 days time. Let's roll through this. So we will start. Kittis, what would you like to do for a few days time?
So, I want to find Philo's bones. That's the first thing on my list.
Okay. So we will say day 1. You go back next day. You have a general idea of where he exploded, and
Why?
the
baby.
So roll an investigation.
Ow.
Um,
My tongue almost got stuck in
Shoot.
the bottle.
13.
So 13, I will say you find no bones. What you do find, though, is you are kind of examining around the area at which it happened, and you'll definitely find bits of flesh, bits of fur, but let's see. With a 13, roll an Arcana for me.
Okay. 26.
So you find a kind of a spiritual residue or an after image of kind of Philo's parts as well in a more magical plane, where just things as you kind of look around, you kind of feel like bits and pieces of him were scattered that you can't necessarily see. But you kind of have a realization as you're kind of searching around, that Philo, as a fey creature, may not even have bones in general. Like, he is a morphic creature that kind of takes form and turns invisible, and you kind of actually give it some thought, and you're kind of confused as why there's even pieces of him. Why you can find physical, like, items like fur and things like that. And that's what you get with a 26.
I gather up the pieces and put them in my bag of holding that I find.
We'll say a pound of flesh. How about that?
Thank you.
All right.
And I'm like, I'm going to turn the fur into a necklace.
Okay. Yeah, I will definitely say you could probably form some form of, like, what show was it?
Like that idea.
Or a bracelet.
Oh gosh.
I think I would turn it into a bracelet, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you
thoughts.
wanted to weave the hair into, like, a thread, if you take some time to actually craft for a couple hours, you could probably weave the hair into, like weaving like you would normal wool into a thread, and then you can probably wrap that thread into like a bracelet or something that can tie into your hair, like they used to do with horses.
Ooh. Do I want a hairpiece or do I want a bracelet? I think I'm going to go with bracelet.
Okay.
I can change it into something else later.
Sure. Then I'll say you spend probably a good part of the rest of the day crafting and kind of weaving the tufts of hair, and you separate the flesh from the hair, and then you kind of weave them in with some wool, and you have a nice,
You walked
probably
in at the great time.
8-inch tuft of just woven and braided wool that you can wrap around your wrist.
There we go. And so also I'm going to try to be taking care of the bonsai tree and trying to figure out on how to take care of it.
Okay. So I'll say then we fast forward the next day, and you're really.
Oh, by the way, I do actually still pull out my stuff though.
Oh, you're gonna. Okay, give me 5 rolls just in general, and
All right,
what
let's
numbers they
see.
are.
D1000. Okay, first one is 122.
For context, Harry, she is making a bracelet out of the wool she found on the ground from, where Philo exploded.
Aw, that's sad and adorable. Also, hi everybody.
What's up, Stumpy?
I'm slightly late because work, but I'm here.
Welcome. Okay, got the first roll. Go and roll the next.
62.
Okay.
82.
All right.
And then 239. And is that all of them?
I got 4. So I got 122, 62, 82, and 23.
Okay, last one's 179.
Okay, so we'll take care of all that in just a second then.
All right. No, take care of bonsai tree.
Take care of bonsai tree. It looks like a normal tree, but I want you to go ahead and roll 2 things. 1 an Arcana, 2 a Perception.
Perception, okay. 18 perception and 19 Arcana.
Okay, so for Perception, what you notice is that when you have it kind of in sunlight, and as it kind of goes into the shadows, it kind of fades in and out like Philo did naturally. The tree almost becomes completely invisible, and it, like, you can still feel it and interact with it, much like feeling Philo's weight, but it kind of fades in and out as the days and light hits it. With an Arcana check, you feel that it is very magic in nature. It's almost, you feel like it would be almost indestructible, and it seems kind of like a normal tree, but you get a very dryadic feel from it. It almost itself seems like a baby dryad, if baby dryads existed.
Oh. Okie dokies. There we go. So with that, I'm assuming it really doesn't need much for me to take care of it then. Does it want spell slots?
So your intention was to figure out what it needs. Yeah. It wants something. It definitely needs something.
What do you
Hugged.
I mean, I would love to hug the tree, and it's indestructible. However, I'm not sure if
I'm
that's
joking.
what it wants.
Yeah.
What do you want, little tree?
Um,
Do you want water? That's something trees normally want.
roll a history then, really quick.
That's the
Okay.
idea of kid is like, what do you want?
The tree answers back, I don't know!
24.
What did Philo eat?
Dreams. Do I have to go to sleep with you?
It is out of context.
phrasing first and foremost. Second off, I think you get the idea. And it doesn't necessarily have to be you.
Do you want? Do I have to feed you the dream? Do I have to give up my dreamstone?
People on the boat.
As long as the dreamstone is not near me.
Oh, honey, that's so cute.
That's cute. You're begging for your dreams.
Okay, so with that, I'm like, okay, well, tonight we're gonna figure that out, and then we're going to go try to find a private place where no one else is around, because we're sending back Shalius for a few moments.
So they took him. You got it back next day. So we'll say the night rolls through the next day. You get the impression that the tree is hungry. And then next day you get the bag back because they are done with it. You were there. They kind of took over the Thievery Guild. I'm sure you're up to speed on what happened story-wise, and so you'll have it back. So if you'd like to kind of disappear to somewhere private, I mean, the inn you guys had the rooms at, you can definitely have your own room for that if you'd like.
Okie dokies. Because we're going to feed the tree tonight. We're going to then yank Shalice's body out of the bag. I'm going to like put my little glove on and pull him out.
Okay. You have a completely wooden figure of full-size Shalius.
All right. We'll see if you want to come back for a little bit. Okay. She takes 2 gold coins, places it down. Oh, I forgot to send you my spell thing.
You did. I was just about to ask.
Yeah, I just realized that. Give me 1 second. I'll send you a screenshot of it.
That's fine. It's just something I can pin.
Ta-da. So then you can know how I do this. Well, I sent it in private.
Thank you, thank you.
Then, there we go. I put my 2 coins down. And I hope this was in 3 days, right? Of him dying.
Yeah, this is next day.
Okay, I was about to say, I'm like, wait, should have done this in a different order. So then got the part of the seas, 2 gold coins, and then I prick my finger and make my little blood thing. And start the ritual.
Okay. Roll your 2d8 for the day. Well, actually, probably you'd heal by next day, and we're not killing you, so never mind. Don't worry about it. I just thought about that, and I was like, yeah, it's kind of dumb because we're playing retcon. So, yep. Okay. So the the druidic body, basically the veins of it begin to kind of glow blue as it resonates from his feet and twists around. You can see every few layers a full circle almost of separation in the body begins to form as like ethereal energy begins to kind of separate the form, and it begins to kind of float and break into a bunch of different pieces. And after the 3-hour ritual is up, Shalius's form, in the form of a soul, steps out from this broken floating body, and he looks at you and blinks.
Again. What are your final words for your life?
He kind of just looks around, looks at his hands. He kind of slowly comes to terms with what happened. He leans forward. I'm not done yet. I will be back. Cedar can count on it.
Do you have any method of doing that you would like to share?
And he just kind of smiles, and you hear this almost echo or hollow laughter, kind of like the bouncing of sound inside of a tunneled out piece of wood, and it just kind of echoes in your ears. His just laughter. Wouldn't you like to know?
Well, yes, darling. That's why I asked.
Goodness.
Let's just say my roots went deeper than the city, and to everywhere a tree can see, no, I can be.
Okay.
Hate that.
Well, thank you so much. I really hope you find rest, though. It's better for the soul to find rest than to continue clinging to this world.
I will never find rest, but I will climb my way to the top in any world that I'm in.
You know, you do realize that that's what a lot of very ambitious souls say, right? Look, it really is better for you to get some rest. Your life is done. It's better for your soul to go where it's meant to go and continue onward. For you to stay here would be perverting the purpose of your soul.
What's your AC?
11.
So as you're kind of lecturing him,
How to punch a ghost.
as you're
Calm down, Bo.
as you're lecturing him, something really interesting happens. You can actually feel the frustration from this soul like permeate through like your person, and it's almost distracting as he reaches his hand into your chest. You feel the coldness of his body and his soul and his mind flowing into you, and it kind of pops into your mind. You just feel his final image, and the only thing that is in his loop, in his mind, in his death, is driving a knife through Cedar's chest. And you get this image clear as day in your mind, and your concentration breaks, and the spell ends.
Vengeful souls are always the hardest to deal with.
Roll an Arcana.
All right. 14.
I'm in danger.
14.
Not high enough, probably.
Let's see. Hold on. Let's see what you get with a 14, though. Loading this up. Okay. So you're kind of trying to place like, oh, this vengeful soul just kind of being dumb, and you're like, what could he really do? And in that moment, 3 things happen to you. And they don't actually happen to you. It almost happens to like an image of your soul. So the wooden form of Shalius begins to kind of piece itself back together. And the first click you feel as his body kind of snaps back together, you almost taste necrotic, like in your mouth. Like you're like, oh, this is kind of what dead tastes like. And then the next portion of his body snaps back together, and you get the image of a tree with eyes just gazing into you. And as his head pops back onto his body, you're frozen in place for a very quick moment, just a few seconds. And then you feel as if you're completely rejuvenated and fine. And the damage that you took from your spell is completely healed. Those are your clues.
Okay. which I took. Yes, that is 3.
I'm honestly surprised that I won't be surprised if Dana gets the reference.
Okay. Now I have something to figure out
Yeah.
again.
It almost felt legendary.
Okay. Okay. Well, now I gotta go let Resla know I'm alive.
Yes.
I'm gonna go put you back in your bag, and maybe not control your body for a little bit, because not until I figure out what your soul's up to. So she shoves it back into the bag.
All right, goes back in with no trouble.
Okay. Now let's see. Do I want to use a spell? No, I'll use the little wire thing that was given. It was a good gift.
My stomach.
But wait, but then he won't be able to talk back to
Yeah,
me.
you can.
He can talk back to me with this one?
Yeah.
Yes!
I was able to. ACO was able to talk back to Cedar.
Okay.
You get 25-ish words.
25-ish words.
So-
Okay.
Yeah,
So
Please keep
Kenneth
them
kind of pulls out a notebook and starts writing down, trying to figure out what she wants to say. So, not dead. On a different continent. Killed a mafia boss.
10.
Okay, 10. 10 left or 10? That's 10 words.
You've used 10 words.
Okay, 10 words. Okay. Killed a mafia boss. Trying. No, not trying. Boss may try to come back to kill Cedar. I will kill a god. How are you?
Ended at how?
Huh?
Ended at how? You ran out at how?
Oh. Killed a mafia boss. Killed a mafia boss.
You don't have to make it grammatically correct. Maybe
I
killed
know.
mafia boss instead of A.
Killed mafia boss. Threatened to come back
In return.
to
Yeah, return works.
threatened to okay, not dead, on a different continent, killed mafia boss, threatened to return and kill Cedar. I will kill a god. How are you?
And that is how you get your essay down to the right amount of words.
Word count.
How's that?
Amazing.
Okay.
I loved it.
So you use this little copper, gold-plated copper wire, and it kind of wraps around your finger. And as you speak your words outward, it begins to kind of uncoil and burn up into the universe. And bits of basic, like a campfire almost, just kind of spits chunks of material outward. You see these little spits and spats just kind of popping off into the atmosphere and then burn out as they fall to the ground. And you get the feeling that he had received your message. And in your mind, you kind of hear his soft voice again. Almost lovingly, it reminds you of just feeling good, and your heart kind of flutters again because you can hear his words so clearly in your mind. And you can hear the smile in his voice as he says, "I cannot wait to see you again, so you can tell me all of your adventures in person. I am well otherwise. I cannot wait to..." And the message trails off as his words run out. But a moment later, as you're kind of like, "You can't wait to what? Can't wait to what?"
Did you get on the plane?
The words echo into your mind. He clears his throat. And to finish, hear the sound of your laughter again, my sweet. and then the message falls off. And you get the feeling like if you wanted to respond to him, you potentially could, up to 25 words.
Oh. By the way, I'm 76 now.
You got more words.
I know, I'm trying to think. Can't wait to see you too. We'll be back as soon as possible. Love.
Yeah, you're about to.
And your heartbeat kind of rests as you feel the words were received back.
Aww. So cute.
Yes. So she like pops back up again. Now, defeat the tree.
What happens when you give unbridled ADHD power over life and death? You get kitted.
So you spend the time feeding the tree? Are you dreaming,
Well,
or is someone else
Nope,
dreaming?
I am finding someone else because I don't want to go to sleep.
Oh, okay.
Who are you gonna?
I don't know. I might just start choosing random people and be like, there we go. Are you done eating? There we
Feed
go.
the tree.
Are you done eating?
So, right. So you're just gonna randomly break into people's rooms at the bar and go sleep next to this.
No,
He makes it sleep.
no, it's basically it's more of I just find whoever's like immediately available.
So you're either on a boat with a bunch of barbarians, or you're in a bar with a bunch of people you don't know.
Yes.
Which one are you choosing, the bar or the barbarians?
The barbarians like me.
Yeah.
But on the
You
other
think the
hand,
barbarians would kill me over a tree.
No.
Over a tree.
I mean, I mean, if you, it depends. It's all what you want to do. Who is Bonsai sleeping with tonight?
Mercies.
Well, I guess I'll go with the barbarians because I'm like, it's our boat.
So are you gonna order a barbarian to sleep next to this then?
Well, it's less of an order to be like, hey, here,
Here's a tree.
go to sleep.
Oh my
Roll a
gosh.
persuasion. You know what? Just roll something. I can't do.
Something.
17.
You walk into a room from the Beggar's Rest, and you kind of barge in, and there are two bears that were just kind of settling in because their shift is over, and they give you this apprehensive look as you're like, sleep with this tree. It's my boat. And then so they just kind of look at you and turn over, pull their covers over their head, and you notice that there's an open spot. There's a little nightstand in between both beds in this room and this boat that you can put the bonsai tree on. And they basically just ignore you and begin to start trying to sleep.
She puts the tree down and just like walks over to the other side of the room and goes into her little meditative state. And it's just
Now you're sleeping in the room with the barbarians. Got it.
well, I'm in a trance, but yes.
please tell me you're not actually facing them at this point, because that would be
Oh,
really
gosh.
creepy.
So creepy.
So what's the plan? I wanted to keep an eye on the bonsai tree.
So they wake up and they see this this dark elf just sat in the corner with a pink dress on,
Yep.
just
All right.
staring into the night.
Eyes glowing and
They
everything.
just unlocked the sleep paralysis demon. You're their sleep paralysis demon.
I think of everyone's awake paralysis demon.
Wow,
Was it
I've unlocked a new core memory.
So
It's like-
you
the achievement bar drops.
your 4 hours pass and you wake up, and the bonsai tree is kind of in the form of a normal bonsai, where it kind of has a branch and a wraparound and kind of has leaves that kind of hang over the basin that it's in. It's planted on one side, it kind of hangs over the other. But as you can see, as you look at what's happening, is there is a tiny fruit that seems to be growing on the bonsai tree now that was not there before. And what you can very clearly see are two scenes. happening underneath the tree, almost as if they're physically there. But you see two barbarians almost having identical dreams about fighting masses of people, cutting down trees in like single swings of axes, and roaring and just raging out. And you can tell that with how tame these creatures are in person, their hearts are still very wild. And you can almost see the formations of axes with filigree and designs now imprinted into the root structure that's kind of interweaving the bonsai tree basin that it's in, as the bears begin to kind of stir and wake a little bit, and the dreams fade.
Do you need more? She like picks up the tree and she's just like, you'll need more. And she goes to find her, if any of her teammates are sleeping, and just gonna place it there without their permission.
All right.
Like,
So that one, go ahead and roll a stealth check for, and let me know whose room
Which
you're going
dice
into.
are you using? No,
I'm being
we have
sneaky.
rules in
I'm
this
being sneaky.
household. No, we're not using your metal dice for the stealth roll. Fine, but if I end up being right on this one,
let's see. Yeah, 6.
All right, whose room are you breaking into? All right, whose room?
Probably Gail's.
All right, roll a perception with disadvantage, Gale.
Oh, because I'm asleep. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. What have I got? I've got +3 to my perception. 9.
Okay,
9.
so
9.
Kiddos walks in, holding this bonsai tree, and she was not very quiet about it, thinking that you would just kind of sleep because you've had a day,
Yeah.
and you just kind of like, you're still getting ready for bed, and she just barges in, and you look over, and it's just like this awkward exchange.
Can I help you?
I need you to sleep with the tree.
Sorry, what?
I need you to go to sleep and do a dreamstone thing, and with the tree right next to you.
Wait, you want the dreamstone on my head as well?
No, not the dreamstone on the head. You're just gonna go to sleep. I put the tree next to you, and then we call it a night.
And what happens then? Do I get nightmares? Is it
I don't think so.
do I get
None
like
of us-
fresh oranges in the morning? What happens?
Did you piss off Philo?
I didn't know Philo that well.
Well, then you're probably fine. Go to sleep.
then you're probably fine. Go to sleep. Wise words.
Okay. And I'll sort of look at the tree and I'll go, "Don't turn into a giant wicker man again, please. We don't need this now."
Not to mention we're on a boat, so.
Yeah, please don't turn into a massive wicker man boat thing, please.
The wicker boat.
And so, what does Gale dream of tonight?
Oh goodness. I don't know. I think Gale dreams maybe of flying, of maybe trying to take that next step forward, flying quite high up, seeing all the continent down below him, and he falls down. Doesn't stick the landing at all, and that's where he wakes up.
Okay. Now, Kiddos, the next day, as you kind of went through this, that is exactly what you saw happen in the bonsai tree, and now imprinted on the trunk, you see a pair of butterfly wings from Gale's dream, and the fruit that was budding is now seemingly a lot bigger.
Thank you. Goodbye.
What? Oh, okay.
Okay.
I just roll over and go back to sleep.
So yes, are you just going to repeat the same process for the next few days?
Basically, and then I'm also gonna pull things out and like the things out of the bag, and I think that is all I wanted to do.
Okay. Then, let me take care of your items really quick. And the first thing you get is 2 perfectly identical pine cones.
Nice.
It seems like their only existence was to magically be identical. Probably some school kid's first spell.
Oh.
To kind of wild shape something or shape something, but they are 2 perfectly identical pine cones.
I'm gonna have so much fun with something stupid with these.
Let's see here. A warm winter scarf knitted from skunk fur that still kind of smells in essence skunk, but not that bad. It's not like forthcoming with smell, but if someone were to like lean in to try to hug you, they would be, I think Kiddos needs a bath. But it is a very warm winter scarf that is very welcome, given that it's the middle of winter.
Okie dokies.
Let's see what else you get. A book that details a list of embarrassing childhood moments. It seems to be a collection of sorts. So someone at different times, it seems like they were talking with someone who told them their most embarrassing things and wrote it down into this book.
Oh, that's gonna be fun to read.
Oh, shoot. And what is it? 1, 2, 3. So you get 2 more. A silver coin with an engraved human that continuously waves to the holder. Other than that, it's a normal silver coin. It just has a little engraving that waves at you constantly.
The amount of joy these give you.
I
It's
love
real.
getting random things.
No, I love it. It's fun to watch.
And then a wooden cup that, when put to the ear, relays the sound of a random tavern somewhere in the world.
I put it to my ear immediately.
And you actually hear what sounds like a bunch of drunken sailors singing the song and pounding of tables and drinking and shouting and gasping of people and fighting. But you just hear random singing of what would you do with a drunken sailor, and you can tell they are all very drunken sailors.
Yes.
Love it.
I love that song.
This is gonna be so much fun to play with. I'm gonna put it here. And she just starts causing chaos. Just basically just with it, but then I'm just going to continue taking care of that. And I'm going to, of course, play with my like with Atlas and everything like that. What else did I want to figure out? And just different random things. Like I pull out the black and white chess pieces that argue with each other and start pitting them against each other worse.
It's like, listen, you talked about whose mother in front of them? No, I'm kidding. All right. So the 5 days conclude, and now we are kind of back up to current day, where you guys are now talking about plans and what it is you wish to do.
Okay. So I think first we should get my little brother ACO off the boat because the longer we wait for that, the further away he'll get.
Mhm.
But I tried talking to him and he doesn't seem to want to come back, which I understand, but I don't know what to do about that.
Right. Okay.
Can't exactly, rip a hole in the fabric of reality and grab him.
Well, not yet.
Not yet.
I
I have heard of spells that can do that, but
Oh yeah,
that's
no, I've heard
very
of them. I just
powerful
can't
stuff.
do them.
I do have one entirely hypothetical idea.
Go on.
This is from a lack of understanding, given that I would like to think, or I hope not, but I would assume that none of us really understand all that much about the Fae, or given all the new knowledge out there to us.
Main thing I know is don't let them kiss you, but that's just me.
But okay, we'll revisit that. I want the story on that.
Oh yeah, it's an entire story.
Oh, yeah. There's a saga.
Good to know.
Yeah, has a girlfriend.
You and I will be revisiting this. Plan on it.
Okay.
But
Anyway, it's your
back to point.
hypothetical.
Yeah. So, from what I understand, Cedar has some sort of trickery fairy and got a corresponding power. Kittis has a fairy of desire of sorts, or however you'd like to put it, and has an ability that gives her whatever she pleases, from what I've seen. I have the fairy of war and a corresponding power that creates chaos and war. So, realistically, Gale's power is either somehow tied to the water, or his fairy is tied to travel due to wings.
And if you think about it, water and travel aren't necessarily exclusive.
Right. So, realistically, if there's any one of us that can do something about the distance, it's him.
Who's a good tree?
So hang on. What are you saying that we're going to do?
I'm saying reach out to your Fae, ask if there's anything that can be done, if you're comfortable with it. Because if there's anyone that has that kind of ability, it's your Fae and now you.
I mean, I could do my best. Thing is, I've kind of got a bit of an inner conflict going on right now. Yeah. So the Fae and Shanti, they're at odds with each other, and if I talk to one or the other, I end up getting hurt. But if it
Oh.
helps you guys, it helps you get to your brother. I'll see what I can do.
I mean, I don't want you to get hurt. Maybe.
Nice.
Hmm.
If I get hurt, healer.
Yeah. Trying to think though, because isn't Blue one of the ones that is from is part of the whole charges issue? So.
Yeah.
But why
That's
are the Fae and Shanti at odds? Isn't Shanti
I
a
don't know.
nature crop goddess? I don't really know all that much.
Yeah, so Shanti is very much about life and maintaining life. From what I can see, the Fae are against civilization and the creation of these charges, which is
Well,
bringing
yeah,
death.
because the charges are pieces of them being ripped from them. So understandable.
Yeah, which is causing death. So in theory, they should be aligned. I think where the problem is Shanti values all life, so not just creatures or beasts or monsters, but civilization as well. I think that might be where they're at odds. I could be wrong, but from what I can tell, that's the feeling I'm getting.
It's odd. That's definitely something we'll have to look into.
Yeah, I'd like some answers myself.
I bet.
My mind is a battleground, and the artillery shells like migraines.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We've all got turmoil. Mine's just actually literal.
Oh mercies.
But like I say, if it helps you guys out, helps you get to your brother, I'll do what I can.
I
can't make
really
any promises, but
I really appreciate it. Actually, yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
I mean, it does kind of make sense me reaching about water and stuff, since
Right.
I don't run out of breath underwater.
And the charges seem to correspond to water. Plus, he's on a boat, so whether it's water or travel, technically, it should work either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll commune a bit later on and see what I can
Mm-hmm.
figure out.
I've got to start apologizing to White at some point.
Oh yes, because you did a
There was a misunderstanding, to be fair. I didn't know they were evil fae.
You assumed.
I did. That was wrong with me. But to be fair, there was no indication they were evil fae until I saw one on Shalius's shoulder.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't feel comfortable knowing that. I'll be quite honest with you.
Oh, mercy. I mean, better to know than to be blind to it, but...
So I could kill a god and fae.
Let's stay on the one focus for now. I think.
Let's revisit. Let's circle back around to the. They want you to kill a god.
Yes.
Do you know which one?
The spider one.
I mean, I'm fine with that.
Oh yeah, no, she's
I
terrifying.
like spiders.
From what I've heard and in the stories I've read, she is absolutely terrifying.
Wait, are we actually killing or just giving a harsh no to?
Oh no,
killing the vibe.
Her.
Oh, so we're not killing the vibe. We're going full on javelin through the heart.
Well, considering she's trying to own my soul, yeah.
She's trying to what?
Beg your pardon?
She's trying. Kidus, what?
Oh, my grandfather apparently sold my soul to her. You tree.
You seem remarkably. You seem remarkably okay with this.
Well, it's either be okay with it or have a mental breakdown, and I want the tree to work.
Those can be kind of refreshing, though.
No. Let's not do that.
Okay.
There's a tree.
Yes, there is a tree.
Yeah. Did me sleeping with it do anything good?
I
can explain.
Mark on the tree, and I gave it more marks. However,
yeah, like the root patterns.
The
bark.
Hey, are those little wings? Are those little wings on the tree? That's really cute.
Oh yeah, those are from your tree.
Aww.
I left a mark on something. Literally.
It's like a little tree tattoo. Oh,
wait, am I now a tattoo artist?
Sure.
We'll go with that.
Guess what? This is my arc.
Tattoo artist scale.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, mercies. But yeah, while we're worrying about getting ACO off the boat, I should probably. Hey, Kidus, you can do sending spells, right? Could I possibly contact one of my other siblings? I think I'll wait to contact Sikaba because he's technically in jail, and I don't want anyone to I don't want him to give any indication that we're coming. Because changes in behavior in prisoners can be pretty indicative. But the other three that are together, I can definitely check with them. Would you mind if we use the spell slot for that?
Well, it was meant to be an exclusively Reslin.
Oh.
Shot. Like you enough. So what am I saying?
Okay, so you're going to be trying to think which one we should call.
Is she familiar enough with your family though?
Do I require absolute familiarity?
I could just tell them the name.
Oh, yeah. I have to be familiar.
Oh. Yeah. Dang it, never mind.
I mean, you can still try.
Well, honestly, I'm looking up the specifics of the spell as we speak.
Yeah.
I'd not think some random
with
person
someone
about
which you are
5 minutes.
familiar.
Dang it.
Ah.
Oh, hey, you guys want to see something really cool that I found that I got? Oh, and I pull out the puzzle box. And I think like over the
Whoa.
couple days, I've been like working on the riddles. You want to see what's inside?
Yeah, let's.
And I open it and I pull out the dragon egg
Oh
or
my
pseudo dragon egg.
goodness.
I'm not sure.
Is that what I
Little-
think it is?
I don't know. I think it's a pseudo dragon egg because it's not big enough to be a dragon egg.
But it looks like a dragon egg.
Yes! I'm really excited. I've always wanted a pseudo dragon. I mean, I told you guys that before, but I have no clue how to hatch this thing, which is
No,
ironic.
I know nothing about what's going to happen.
But
I'm just really excited for you. This is so cool.
you. Yellow sent it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
She said it was
nice.
a birthday gift.
Wait, was it your
Honestly-
birthday?
A couple days ago, 17th of what is the month called again, Doku?
Yule year.
Yule year. Yule year 17. But yeah, a couple days ago. Actually, I think maybe is that the same day we killed Shalius? Might have been. But yeah.
I didn't get you a birthday present. I'm so
No,
sorry.
no, it's okay. It's okay. It's been a while since I've like celebrated my birthday. Just kind of keep track of how old I am. This is probably the first year in a while I've been able to celebrate with friends.
Oh.
Which you all are my friends now. Yeah.
I put it up in maps if you wanted to see it.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, this is so cute. It's so pretty.
Oh,
It has
wow.
wings.
Oh my gosh, look, they look like my wings.
Oh, that's so cute. Oh my gosh, I've got to start thinking of a name for this little one.
Oh. Okay, if it's a female, Susan. What?
don't know.
Susan the pseudo dragon.
Actually, I was thinking, if it's a male, Jesper. If it's a female, Kepri. Kepri means new life.
Oh, that's...
Yeah.
I would
like
also
that.
like to say I like how you tried to solve your backlit problem, and now she just like looks like necrotic backlit. Because if you look at your camera, she's now just sitting and glowing in like this green miasma as it's like permeating through the room. And Cedar, you're closer, so you're just like not affected by it at all. But you can see Kittis in the background just living in it, and I'm dying right now. I looked up, I'm like, why is it green?
Well,
Yeah, I think as the sun, like as the sun's been traveling across the sky, the room's just steadily becoming greener. I tried to use the little LED lights to counteract it, but they are doing nothing.
Task failed successfully. That's what I'm saying.
we must
Woo!
protect Azeroth from the Horde.
Oh shit! Hold on.
Oh gosh.
It says "God Save the Queen" on it. The
Nice.
Sylvanas.
Little
Too
late
soon.
for that.
You know, it was. I quit playing years ago, but this was like an exclusive shirt for the launch of that when she took over. So
I'm so glad you and I were on the same wavelength there, Ray.
that's, you know,
I was thinking
it's
it.
fine.
I should not have taken a drink at that moment. That was a
See,
mistake.
when the resident Brit laughs at the joke, you know it's okay.
Yes.
Laughs in tea sipping.
There's only one true ruler in my mind. That's all.
Oh my gosh! Did you, Doku? Did you see the other day on the chat when Harry tried to plead the fifth?
Oh yeah. It's like, wait a minute. Those laws don't apply to you. I didn't say it
Doesn't
though.
apply.
I'm glad that you guys jumped in on that one because I was dying.
That was so much fun.
Oh, that was so funny, yeah.
Right.
Okay, back in scene. Back in scene.
Where were we? What were we talking?
Um,
What were we talking about?
I don't
Your
know.
dragon egg has wings.
Dragon egg has wings. Got it for your birthday. Looking for your brother.
Right, the dragon egg. Dragon egg. Got it. A pseudo dragon egg. I have no idea how to hatch it, but I'm just gonna like, I don't know, hold it for a while. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like some dragons, they get warmer and then they hatch.
Do
But I think
put
that's
it
only
in
like
the
the
fire,
fiery ones.
or because I've seen that in books, but I also don't want to burn it.
I would hold off on casting it into the fire right now.
I'm not
I
gonna
don't
cast
think
it
that's
into
going to help
the
a pseudo dragon.
Yeah.
I don't know, to be quite honest with you.
I'll just kind of keep it warm, like with my body heat or something, and I put it like inside like my vest. Just kind of put it.
Do I know how to take care of the dragon egg?
Do you?
Because I figured out the bonsai. Can I figure out the egg?
Can I roll Arcana? Can we roll Arcana?
All right. So how about we do this then? Since you're all looking at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And given that some of you guys may have Fey backgrounds and things like that, in general, why don't we roll a group Arcana?
Arcana,
I'm gonna
okay.
use my psychic blade dice. Okay.
Because this is Fey related, do I get Hunter's Bane?
You do.
Love it.
22.
21.
Harry, what'd you get?
Natural 1. But it's +3, so 4, but it's a nat 1.
17.
Okay.
22, 21, 17, and 1.
You guys.
Dipping in acid!
I also rolled a nat 1. You guys beat my rolls by 1.
Love it.
So, because on my first 2 dice rolls, I rolled a natural 20 and a natural 1. But I'm just looking at points. So, yeah, so as a group, you guys kind of are looking at it, and you're all like, I got some, Fae. I mean, like, I can look at it, and you kind of recognize it as Fae related. It was a gift from a Fae, so it's kind of like not surprising, right? And you kind of look at it closer, and some of you guys are kind of feeling the egg, and everything's just kind of chill. When almost as a group, you all kind of come to the realization that the egg is transparent, and you can kind of see movement or a form in it, but you feel no energy from it. And Kiddis is like, it's interesting. That doesn't feel like it has a soul. And then Dana's like, what's weird? Fae usually has some sort of like marker or energy that it leaves behind, and there's no residual energy here. And Gale is like, yep, that's an egg.
Gale's like,
Yeah, don't crack it.
don't crack it. But what he does
Let's
say
not make
is
an omelet
like,
out of this.
he's like, it seems cold, but not like the normal kind of cold. Your deity, almost like your attunement with your deity and understanding life. It doesn't feel like there's life there. And Cedar kind of gets the same feeling, where it's almost missing the spark of life. And what you were given was the pieces of a dream, or pieces of something. But it still needs the spark of life to wake it up. Its physical existence, however, is present.
You want to help, buddy?
I think we should shove a dead soul into my baby pseudo dragon.
I kind of agree.
I'm aware. Oh boy.
Well, there you go.
Well, I don't know much about dragons.
It's an egg, for sure.
Egg. Confirmed. That is, by all means, an egg.
It looks like an egg. It sounds like an egg. I'm not going to lick it, so I'm not sure if it tastes like an egg.
Please don't lick the egg.
Jury's still out.
Don't lick the egg.
It tastes like
by
an
the
egg.
way,
What's up?
I forgot
Shell.
to mention, I've been too busy with the bonsai tree. Shalius might be trying to come back.
What?
Oh, we have to kill him again.
He what? How did you? Wait a minute. Did you? You don't know that we saw you.
Yeah.
Did you do the ritual thing?
What ritual thing?
Cedar looks over at Gale like, I guess we're addressing
Kiddis,
this now.
what happened?
Did you do the ritual thing that you did with Boy the Sailor?
Did you forget he took my hand?
It's okay. We're not mad. We're just asking if that's what
I
happened.
don't know.
And we're
I was a little
disappointed.
mad.
No, not mad, just disappointed.
Oh, that's
That is if you did something. I don't know if that's how parenting works.
Yeah, temporarily.
And you can only like talk to them, right? That doesn't like release them into the world.
No, it was supposed to give them a passage back through the underworld, but he doesn't want to go.
Oh,
He reached into my chest and was like,
What?
you vengeful souls tend to be a bit more tricky.
I'm
How to kill a
sorry,
goat.
what?
They tend to give it a little more tricky. They don't want to go. But in any case, though, so we have to really be careful of trees.
What?
I'll figure it out. But
Why do we have to be careful of trees? What does he want?
so basically, he said he's not going to rest until you're dead.
Oh,
So there was like
such a whiner.
he is. But in any case, though,
Josh, we
So-
only killed him.
To be fair, he messed me up first.
but it's weird because he healed me. It's like I got healed because. So I'm not really supposed to summon them back after a certain amount of time. It's kind of like
Hang on. Somebody else healed you? And you didn't bother to come to me?
Well, I didn't have a chance to, sweetheart.
But you dropped a bonsai right next to me!
Well, yeah, but I was already healed before.
Oh, is that a more in the moment kind of thing?
Oh,
He probably didn't ask about healing her.
No,
Did he get up in your personal space?
He did. He
Yeah,
went up.
that's about right.
shook his hand to me,
Uh.
and then I lost concentration because it was like a lot. They don't typically do that.
Oh.
But in any case, though, I lost concentration. He disappeared, and I tasted like death in my mouth. And there were trees gazing at me,
what?
and I was frozen for a moment. But then all of a sudden, I was fine. Like the spell should have it took 3 hours because it was too long, and this kind of gets like a territory thing.
Is Dana
When-
present in this conversation?
Mm-hmm.
Roll a history.
Okay. Hunter's Bane or no? Fey Fiend Undead.
Oh, then yes.
But in any case, though, I felt like
History
I was also just healed.
15.
Ooh,
Ooh.
it's on the tip of your tongue. you get kind of concerned, and a cold bead of sweat kind of falls down your forehead, because that sounds like a very powerful undead creature that you've heard of before.
One that Dana knows, but I don't.
Well, Dana studied in this specifically. I'll just
Cedar kinda
message
put-
it to you.
Okay.
Cedar kind of puts a wing around Kittis like a hug. I'm glad you're okay.
Well, yeah.
Are you okay?
Well,
Yeah.
it's not like he could actually potentially do something in that moment.
No, but he's still, from what I understand, reaching out is not something they normally do. Is that
Not normally, but vengeful, like I said, vengeful spirits, especially one that's probably been Fey touched, is a little bit trickier. Not something I've actually really done before, which was very fascinating.
I mean, I bet it was.
But his like body fell apart and then clicked back together.
I don't like that.
Oh,
It was
and he's in our bag.
so cool. But I decided to hold off on controlling his body. I was wanting to make him into my undead, but I'm gonna hold off on that.
Yeah,
Not until think
yeah,
was
I
killing off
would.
the soul.
Yeah.
So, do we have any more dead bodies?
Why would we have
Hmm,
collected more dead bodies? That's your thing.
Yeah, I'm more healing.
It's like, we haven't killed anyone since then.
Well, that's just sad.
I'd rather not make a habit out of this sort of thing, personally.
I'm with Gail on that. But hey, please
You know,
understand,
killing in general.
we are fine with you doing the ritual thing. From what we saw with the sailor boy guy, it's a really great thing that you were doing.
Yeah.
Trying to give them passage. Do I think Shayleys deserved an easier passage through the underworld? Absolutely not. But
What all souls deserve to go where they're meant to.
okay, we
I'm
may have
just
a different
concerned.
opinion on where his soul belongs, but okay.
Well, the thing is once he goes through his passage, the passage is not like automatically just going. He has to complete the trials and stuff.
There's trials?
But yeah, you have to go through the Shadowfell, and if you fail, you're stuck there forever.
And what if you succeed?
Oh, you go wherever your whatever god you called you.
Oh, okay. That's how that works.
I wonder if we're going if like when we die, we go with like our deities or with the Fae.
What if our soul gets split?
Ugh, I don't like that thought.
I don't know. Atlas, did your soul get split and that's why you're here? He's not supposed to be here.
Oh, have you tried doing the ritual thing with him?
I did wonder that, but I'm being a little selfish.
He is.
I don't get to keep these normally.
I can see the appeal. It's a cute little fireball.
Yeah, it's pretty adorable.
Yeah.
And in any case, though, I figured I should give you warning.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Dana's just in the back, hyperventilating, pulls out like an iron ingot and starts like sharpening up her swords, like furiously.
You
Dana?
okay?
You alright?
Hey.
That's some powerful stuff. Powerful, dark stuff.
What do you mean?
I don't know exactly what kind of being it is, but at this point, Shaylease is no longer a he; it's more of an it.
Oh, we're talking that powerful.
Interesting.
Huh.
Because like he like when his soul appeared, it looked like his body.
Like his Fae touched body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was very weird because normally they look like this.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of this at all.
Mm.
It really should send his soul to rest. But always better for them.
But if it sounds like he's not done with it yet, though, so maybe it's best not to, just in case he ends up trying to use you or something.
Yeah, be very careful.
Well, his soul needs to go rest.
Yes, but take it from me. Don't help him at your own expense.
I won't.
I tell you what, if you decide you want to do the ritual at any point, just make sure at least one of us is there with you, in case he tries to do anything like that again.
Damn it, Doku.
I'm sorry. You guys gave me too much time.
Oh, mercies.
No one's looked at maps for a little while.
But
Anyways.
Oh, jeez.
Dana just looks directly at Cedar now and goes, chances are it, whatever, is coming back. It's that powerful.
Okay.
And it's compared to from what I understand, compared to what we will face, what we did face is a walk in the park.
Okay. Thought I was free of him, but guess I assumed too quickly.
Yeah, vengeful souls are hard to get rid of. Particularly when they have something backing.
We do have to figure out what he is working with / for.
I think it's more with rather than for.
Yeah, it's not the type to work for someone. I wonder if he can get irritated now that I own his boat. And, like, his entire earthly stuff.
Speaking of which, we should probably head out soon.
It does make me laugh a little bit.
Yeah, let's I'm gonna run out for a couple last minute things at the little magic shop of wonders before we head out. Y'all do whatever y'all are gonna do, I'll be back.
Okay.
So we proceed. It's probably about midday at this point. You guys have just been kind of going through the rabble of your daily lives. It seems to be like the first time you've been able to rest in a while, and not be looking over your shoulder. As you make your way through to the shops, you run into a few people kind of nod to you on the way by, and you kind of recognize them as a couple of patrons of the underground bar, if you will. Um, and they're just kind of going about their own business and everything, and the city seems fairly normal overall. Um, you kind of continue to walk past a few things, and you still notice the area with a giant teddy bear corpse just sitting in the middle of the city as they're slowly starting to dissect it, and they're just pulling out tufts of just fluff and cotton, and they're like piling it up in carts and carrying it away because it's the only way to get rid of the body of the teddy bear.
The textiles industry will be booming.
Right. There does seem to be a lot of money's worth of really decent cloth that just needs to be spun. And it's bleached white already, so it's perfect. But, they continue to move on. And you eventually make it to the little shop of wonders. And you're greeted by not the original, but two of his other selves walk up to you and take turns kind of speaking alternatively as they welcome you back and ask you what you're in for and basically strike up a normal conversation, a lot more normal than what you're used to with staring at him.
So because I can't think of a way to ask for these two items without metagaming, can I roll a history check to see if I remember them from
Which ones
like
are you
30
asking for? Are we just looking for the gem? Or?
the living gloves and the goggles of night?
Oh, you're actually looking for other. Okay. Let's see here. Uncommon. Ew.
They're both uncommon.
Yeah. I see. So they're kind of a interesting. Yeah, okay. So yeah, you would probably you would definitely be familiar with the goggles of night.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So just in general, but if you want to roll for the other one, let's see what happens.
Okay. Ooh. That is a 20. Dirty.
You definitely have an idea of what you're looking for, because you're kind of, it's more of an inspiration of an original thought, but no thought is really truly original. As the idea of living gloves would come to your mind, because you're like, this would be really handy to help me like craft things.
All right. So I'm gonna say, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna be purchasing any of this. They all hinge on how much it costs. So if I could just get a quote on the items first, if you have them in stock,
Of course.
that would be lovely. First off is the goggles of night.
Ooh, yes, combat items. We definitely have things that could be very handy in the world of combat and fighting. Seeing in the dark is very handy, but seeing in the dark double? It's even handy. They kind of go back and forth. It's a very common item indeed, too. Especially in this town, given that the day and night never sleep. And yes, so we would. Let's see. And he kind of points to another person, and like they kind of start digging, and then that person points to another person, and they start digging, and they just kind of go back and forth, taking turns, like pointing at each other's responsibilities, until one of them walks out of the back room with the goggles in their hand, and he's just kind of like flipping it around by the strap on his finger. And he's like, "You mean these?" And it's very clearly the original, and he's got like really dark patches under his eyes because he was trying to get some sleep. And yes, and he was like, "They usually go for 500, but since I had to wake up for them, 550."
Oh. Noted. Next up would be this is gonna be a little strange. They're actually technically alive. They're symbiotic gloves that the ones I'm looking for specifically aid you in weaving.
Testing, testing. Still down.
Thing.
Okay, hold
Hey.
on. There we go. I don't know if you guys saw the Discord.
Yeah, we saw it.
Okay. Yep, I am back now. I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's my area right now. Probably doing work or something. Sorry. So, last thing I heard was I don't know how to explain these. There's something
Yeah,
in aid you.
they're symbiotic gloves. They the ones I'm looking for, so I misread them, so I'm actually glad I get a chance to rephrase this. The ones I'm looking for specifically give you almost an expertise in weaving things.
So, they're like gloves with a brain.
Oh dear.
Sort of.
I am terrified. This is
Interesting.
going to be the scariest thing ever.
So, do you want the skill, or do you want the gloves to have the skill?
I would like the skill, but the gloves I'm looking for have the skill themselves.
Yeah, but when you wear the gloves, the brain of the gloves can have this. Why have I never thought of that? And he like has one of his other selves smack themselves in the back of the head. It's like living gloves
Oh gosh.
with a brain.
Oh, this is going to be horrifying.
Hold on.
Oh no.
Nat 20. Come back tomorrow.
I don't have tomorrow. I have today.
But I need time. I have to teach them how to do things. You understand? Teaching things? What to weave? How long does it take to learn how to weave?
A while.
I can't have 250 hours worth of weaving done to a brain in a
Why?
less than a day.
Okay. I'll see what I can do. But all right, and
What a
just as
wonderful
like
idea.
as like a little bit of he's gonna kind of make like gonna go. By the way, my name is Dana, or Denala Beach Pride, Denala Beach Pride for the longhand of it, and if you could give me a discount for all the ideas I'm giving you,
Oh,
you know.
such a beautiful brain, and he like grabs your face and like kisses your forehead, or at least tries to, unless it's contested.
No, she'll go for it.
All right, and so he like grabs your head, kisses it, like it leaves like you can feel the chapped lipsness of like old man lips as they like touch her forehead. And
Big no thank you.
it's like, and then like his breath though surprisingly fresh, but he's like, okay, yes. So tell you what, you're the idea girl. Half off, 250.
For the gloves?
Mm-hmm.
Done.
Don't let Kittis ever meet this man.
Oh, mercy goodness.
He's like, okay, tomorrow midday, if you can, come by. I'll have him ready. If not, I know a bunch of people that would want to buy these.
Well, then, if I can't get them, do I get royalties on these sales?
And his face will kind of drop. You mean more than the royalties you and your group already collect on my sales?
Yes.
It's quite the hustle, new management. And he's kind of like, you can tell his audible tone was like, kind of like the nerve that you would just ask. It's like, but I like the idea. So we'll see. We'll see. At least a commission on the first
I'm not
few.
saying it's a. I just want to be clear. This is not a threat. This is not a demand. This is simply a request. As you just said, I supply the idea, you make the product, and either I benefit by getting the product part discounted for myself and my friends, or if I and my friends have no use for the item, I get 10% of sales.
So he'll hold up his hand, and as he does, a scroll and a quill that begins drafting a contract actually begins to kind of enact on its own. It's floating. The scroll is obviously magic, and so is the quill, and it's writing. Occasionally, an ink pot will appear behind the scroll, and the pen will dip itself and kind of continue to write. And it's like, a 10%, you say? I can probably go for 5.
7.
7. 7? 7 I guess I can do. It'll put me out a little bit, given the cost and materials and the fact that we'll probably have to keep these living things. I mean, what am I going to make out of them? The carapaces of dead
No, I'm not.
monsters?
By no means will this be my last idea. When I'm back in town, I will have more ideas. I can guarantee you that much.
Perfect. Well, then how about this? We can do 7, but this is a locked rate for every idea we go into business together with.
Done.
And he drafts up the contract. It says 7% for this and any future ideas. It is a very verbose contract, and you saw one scroll, but as you look, as it's writing, the writing and keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and kind of fits to the page as he keeps writing stuff in. Roll a perception for me.
Okay.
Or, I guess, yeah, roll a perception.
Not investigation.
That's what I'm kind of wondering. Did you want to take the time to read it over, or do you want to take?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, yeah. Go ahead and take the time to. So do an investigation.
Reading
That is a
literal fine
26.
print.
So, much to your surprise, and I apologize, I just got handed food.
All good.
Much to your surprise, it's actually a pretty good contract, except for the fact that he's locking you into any ideas that you have, and that even if you say things that inspire him, he can still kind of use those ideas. So you don't get to dictate what ideas that you have. If you give him inspiration in other means, he can.
But
use
any
those
inspiration
ideas.
I give him, I get 7% of.
That is correct. Yeah. So the only weird part about the contract is that if he gets inspiration from you in other ways, even if it's not a direct idea that you give him to go into business with, he can still take it. But other than that, the contract is pretty good in your favor.
So it's really just don't use him as a sounding board.
Otherwise, he may take those ideas too. Yeah.
Right.
Intellectual.
So she will. She'll sign this.
Okay. As you write, do you take the magic quill or do you use another one?
I'll take the magic quill.
You feel your finger prick, actually, and as it does, a bit of your right will actually glow on the quill just innately because of what you are. But the blood will actually be drawn onto the quill. It'll start off with just a black ink, and then as you finish your signature, it'll actually be what seems to be your blood. And then the shopkeep will actually prick his finger with a really sharp tooth and splash it onto the contract. And as it splashes, it'll actually form a signature at the bottom. And he's like, a deal has been struck, and the scroll just poofs out of existence. It's like, now, may only the Celestials and Fae judge us.
Agreed. And on everything aside, no, I have a feeling we're gonna be great partners, but I genuinely feel as though this could end up in that of a friendship.
And he doesn't say it, but one of his other serfs, he agrees.
Love it.
And so she will she's gonna go. So one thing that I will purchase outright in this moment, a set of calligrapher's tools.
All right. All right. Calligrapher's tools. And he writes you a what looks to be a receipt. He actually handwrites this one.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "For a new partner in good faith. Down the street. Talk to the general store. I don't have mundane tools like that, but my friend down the block, he'll get you squared away." And he hands you
Okay.
a receipt.
Thank you. And she'll take the receipt and she'll head off.
Alright. So you head to the general store in general, and you see as you enter the shop, the large hunched over figure turns around, and it's literally just the Shop of Wonders shopkeeper in full drag. Wig, shitty makeup, fake voice. What brings you in today?
I'm looking for and she's trying not to grin. I'm looking for a set of calligrapher's tools.
Oh, of course. Yes, I have many sets. They're around 25 gold, and it's like chuckling again.
Done.
Okay. So like she had them ready. They're already boxed up, ribbon, like packaged, little thank you note sticking, and like like place it on the table.
And as she grabs the box with her other hand, she'll just kind of give her hand a little small wave, and use prestidigitation to fix the makeup and make it look proper.
Like, oh, I feel so pretty. But wait, the receipt. You're supposed to. You got a receipt. I mean, no, I don't know anything about that. It's 25.
Oh,
25
that's right.
gold.
I do have a receipt. Thank you so much. You're so very kind.
Oh, of course, yeah. I'll be sure to collect it from the Little Shop of Wonders later. The payment. Thank you so much. And she'll take the wrist and kind of bow, and the wig slips a little bit, but she fixes it back up a bit, and then she'll stand back up. Pleasure doing business with you, person I've never met.
Who lies while his kid sneaks? Oof.
Gale is going to stay very silent on that matter.
All right.
And so I'll head back, and when I get back, I'll say, so are we leaving today, tomorrow? What's the verdict?
Well, I would be okay with leaving today, but first I do want to get a little information, because I don't know. Okay, so my family technically was the ruling family when I left, and my parents being alive. Well, normally they only change it when the current king or queen has died. So the fact that my parents are alive and Silvico is in charge gives me a lot of questions, and I want to see if I can get some answers about that.
All right. Well, I don't know how much of a schedule we're on, but if waiting till tomorrow is an option, that would be preferable.
Yeah, we can do that.
If not, it doesn't matter.
No, I mean, honestly, I don't really know which way we need to go as of right now. But, well, okay, no, we do need to go find the nomads, the Sartori family, because apparently three of my siblings are with the Sartori family right now, so that is a good sign. It means we could potentially have some allies.
And
Ugh, I hate all this political chess.
I think Gale still has some talking to the Fae to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Humor.
I feel like I can do that anywhere as long as we're not immediately setting straight out. You know.
Well, right. So we'll take the day. You'll do your stuff. She'll do her stuff. I'll do my stuff. Kiddis will do whatever it is Kiddis does.
Yay!
You want to come with? Where are we going? Well, we're probably going
No
to
resurrecting dead bodies.
bar too, so that I can get some information.
We're going to a bar, sweet.
Sure.
I'm down.
But honestly, I don't really know if I want them to know it's me asking. So, and then I want to change my feather color, which I don't know. Is this the first time Gale sees like the feathers actually change color?
I think so. Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah.
Nice.
What?
I think I want to change it to like a kind of pale gray kind of. I'm trying to think what owl.
It's like you but older.
No, more like it would be like a naturally soft gray, almost white with little black flecks.
Cedar, what
There
do
we
you?
go. Hmm?
How
Oh.
did you do that?
Oh, this is my fairy power. Apparently, I can change my coloration. I don't know how far this power can go, but it is really
so
great for sneaking around.
You're talking kind of
That's
like
so
an elf
cool.
owl then?
Let me see real quick.
Name that owl.
Yeah, like an elf owl, whereas normally she's more of like the red morph of a eastern screech owl.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering what you were going for. So, because I mean, like you said like darker but gray but flex, so that's kind of what I thought of.
Yeah, so like the elf owl kind of coloration.
Okay, I'll put one up.
Coming
so
in with the
everyone
owl
can see it.
facts.
I love owls so much.
There you go. Cedar turns around and starts looking like this. I put it up in maps.
With her normal ear tufts. So like the shaping's a little
Oh my
different, but the
goodness.
color, that's basically the color.
Do you look equally as traumatized in that moment? I'm just saying the owl looks like it's seen some stuff.
It's like that one meme, the look at how calm she is.
See,
That's
I look at that and all I can think of is, you weren't there, man! You don't know, man!
You don't know. You have no idea. Yeah, so I guess we meet back at the inn tonight, and I'll take Kiddis, and we'll go do that.
Okay. I'm gonna
try
talk
to
to a
get the
fairy.
bonsai tree to do whatever the bonsai tree wants to do.
Good.
Good luck with that.
I think it's probably a good time to take a short fiver, get a pee break
Alright.
in, take a breather.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
Breathing
ahead
is important.
switch this over to our break timer. So for the few people that we got watching, we'll be back in probably about 5 or 6 minutes. We'll just take a little break, hydrate and pee, and we'll be right back to the action.
See y'all in a minute.
See you in a bit. Ooh. Try not to yawn too much.
What's that?
Just say busy day. Try not to yawn too much.
Yeah. It's definitely running all about today.
Oh yeah.
Alright, we should be live, but looks like we're still missing 2. That's alright, we'll give them another minute or so to show up.
Talking of which. Hello again, Rain.
Hey.
Oh, that's better. Oh. I keep forgetting about my character sheet on my phone, so I keep putting that away. So I actually need this for this game.
No. Any character sheets?
Nah.
Nah.
What's a character sheet?
Nothing you need to concern yourself with. Just,
I know, right?
just roll dice. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
For me, roll dice and -2 off everything. Because it's basically the same thing as rolling straight.
Yeah. As someone who actually has a -2, you're not entirely wrong.
I don't think what your -2 is now.
Charisma.
Oh my
We
goodness.
are back.
Tell me how you'll define gravity.
Because we're green.
Ah! By
I
having
would
a
sing
temper.
I would sing it, but I sound nothing like Adina Menzel.
But the way I define gravity is have a temper.
Yeah.
Have a temper and raise the dead.
And have a temper, raise the dead.
Life
That's a
is short.
t-shirt. That's a t-shirt.
That's the t-shirt.
LED&D. Oh, I don't. Have we seen that name
Oh my
before? Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Ellie's one of my favorite D&D content creators.
Oh, no
Ooh.
joke.
Oh,
huh?
nice.
Hello.
Yeah.
Welcome to the stream.
Oh.
I apologise for the oncoming chaos.
I don't.
I was gonna say.
I also feel super nervous now. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, she's awesome. She's chill. Don't worry. She's
No,
chill.
I'm just teasing, but welcome. All right. So we are back from break. We have our players. Welcome back, everybody. So now what?
So Dane is actually going to accompany Gale and not be in like the same room as him, but kind of keep a guard outside whatever room he's in, just make sure he's safe while he's doing what he's doing, no matter how long it takes.
Mm-hmm.
And while she's standing guard and waiting, she's actually going to start practicing with her calligrapher's tools.
Cool. Sounds good.
Nice.
All right. And so, Gail, you're in the room doing the thing with the stuff?
Yeah, so Gale is going to sort of sit in the centre of the room, sat cross-legged, taking a couple of deep breaths, and then he's going to try and mentally reach out with the image of his respective Fey Queen in his mind, and he's going to sort of call out into this space. Are you here? I need to ask something of you.
Okay. So up front, then roll a performance.
A performance, okay. Oh, a straight roll.
Yep,
That
but
can
we're
only
talking
end
about-
well. That's a 4.
So you don't get an obvious answer, but you do hear what sounds like child's laughter, and you can't really tell if it's in another room or if it was the same that you're used to when you first met your fairy. But it did almost feel like a response.
I'm not sure how to feel about that. I'm just gonna try and ignore it. If you're here with me, give me a sign that doesn't involve children's laughter. Just so I can differentiate.
Roll another performance, I guess, then.
Okay.
Say it.
Oh no.
It's another natural 1. So in one session, I'm loving this.
Oh my gosh.
So your wash basin of water kind of tips over. You kind of stand up and you're like, maybe I should involve water. And then so you're like, all right. So you kind of like water fae, water questions, whatever. So you kind
Water.
of you're like water. It's the essence of life.
Hydrated extra.
Right. So you kind of stumble your way over to your wash bucket and you're like, this is the only water I have in the room right now. But it kind of like tips over and hits the floor and you're like, crap.
This must be a sign.
Right. Exactly. You're like my sign.
The universe is here.
So what would you like to do with your new sign, newly acquired sign?
I sort of close my eyes again, sort of a bit shaken that something is happening in this room. And I'm going to say, so, reason why I've summoned you or tried to contact you today is, God damn it, Sophie, is my friends and I, we need your help. We're trying to reach one of Cedar's brothers, and it involves crossing a large body of water. It's a matter of life and death. So if there's anything that you can bestow upon us, I know I'd be eternally grateful. More so than I already am for what you're doing for us.
Okay. Roll a performance with advantage this time.
Oh
This
boy.
will be your final roll for this, so let's see what you get.
I'm using 2 different die for this because I do not trust them. Come on. Okay, so the highest was a 9.
Okay. So the water on the
I've
floor
messed somebody up upstairs.
the water on the floor begins to kind of pool together, and what looks at first to be a map of like the entire world, but the dry spots are land masses that you can identify, and the water seems to be the ocean. And right as it does that, a almost a list of coordinates kind of pop into your mind, and they're highlighted on this water map on the ground.
Okay, I did not attend enough nautical classes for this.
And I went ahead and posted them in the in the
Thank you.
no problem. So the listing of coordinates has been posted, and that seems to be your answer.
Okay. Thank you so much for your help.
No problem.
I will continue to try to guide my friends and act in the interests of you and your sisters. Yeah, till next time.
And you don't get a
TTFL.
response. Okay. Let's see if those work. Oh yeah, they do. Perfect. Anyways, so you got a little bit of an answer, at least as far as your dice rolls go.
I need to appease the dice gods at some point again.
Yeah, you know, like sanitize them or like leave them in the salt for a couple of days or something. I don't know.
I just need to get a proper dice jail for my D20s and just leave them.
So you're
Yes.
about the capital punishment more than the.
Well, it's more when I get new dice that there is a reminder of what happens who affect my characters in such a way.
I like.
Oh, to be
the
fair,
fact that
in this instance, it was all right. I'm not too fussed about this.
I can obviously tell that no one's also used those coordinates. I didn't think I would actually get a chance to use them in the campaign, which is really funny. I've had them in my DM room for a little while, and no one said they hated me yet. So I'm like, I'm wondering when they're actually gonna look.
Oh boy. Now I have to look.
Mm-hmm.
What are we looking?
The coordinates. I swear, if this is somehow another Rickroll.
It totally is.
I'm gonna
So,
screen-
are we putting these into Google or something?
We'll
Uh-huh.
try it, see what happens.
Oh gosh. People in chat, feel free to do this as well. It's
Suffer with us.
oh, for goodness sake.
Called it.
Oh.
You're welcome.
Okay, it totally didn't go to the...
I'm both
it takes
impressed.
To a place called Rickroll Flag.
It's not my fault you rolled really bad. It's not my fault. Anyways. So,
I would like to apologise,
What you
however,
guys rolled.
I've got to give you credit for that. That is...
you wanted coordinates in the middle of an ocean. I gave you coordinates in the middle of an ocean. Alright?
And now I have the rage of 1,000 suns.
You got exactly what you wanted.
That's going to teach me for not being specific enough. That's the lesson right there.
Anyways, so that's your answer. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like a very clear answer, but you have a weird tune stuck in your head for the rest of the day.
What rules?
You should know them.
I should try to contact my fate. That'd be so fun.
Oh gosh.
I mean, I do.
Like,
This is a really catchy song in my head.
Yeah.
I must tell the others of this ballad.
You know, Gale. I found out some stuff about Gale recently, and he's just no stranger to love. You know. Anyways, so
We get canceled the next day.
I know, right? So yes, Gale
This
comes
is why I
out
actually resign.
of the room, reinvigorated, and he's like, "Hey, I got these coordinates, but anyone who knows the area knows that that was probably more of a trick than a treat."
See, I said I wouldn't let you down.
Would you say that that answer gave you the runaround, and you feel deserted by your fae?
It didn't make me cry.
Well, you're kind of stuck
How
with
hard
them,
do I
so
have to
they're
hit my head against the table to knock myself unconscious? How
hard.
much force in newtons does it take?
Kiddus knows that one. No, I'm kidding. But anyway.
My gosh.
So you fail to understand where they were looking for, or you didn't really get a proper answer to your request or your hails. Although you got a response, it was not what you needed.
I've got a response and a request for the bards. That's a win-win.
There you go.
Oh mercies.
anyway, our turn.
Right. So I want to go into a different bar, like some random bar, because not one that I've already been in where they'll probably like recognize me. Plus, I've got the feathers different this time.
Hmm?
By the way, does Kiddus know that we're trying not to be noticed?
That's a great idea. Kiddus?
Yes?
Let's... Don't mention that you, like, know Cedar Stragine, okay? Or Cedar Nictea. Especially not that.
What?
Do you remember all the stuff that I told you guys about? The family stuff?
Yeah?
It might be a bad thing if people know who I am.
Okay.
So, for all intents and purposes, I'm not Cedar. Right now, my name is Quill. How's that?
You chose Quill?
Like a feather, okay?
You
I'm
seriously
thinking on the
chose
fly.
Quill as your name?
Yes. It's just temporary. Get out. Go. Please. I can go back to the boat.
I need to write something. Hold on. my name.
I'm gonna push you into the ocean, kid.
You love me.
I do. Okay, let's go.
So, do you want to? So, depending on what you're looking to find out, there's, I guess, various groups that you can talk to. Are you looking for something high scale or low scale, criminal or non-criminal?
This time, non-criminal. I want to see if I can like maybe talk to people who like would know the like more of the political side of the town.
Okay. So in in the Bastion district, where a lot more of the money is and trades hands, it's far from the markets, and that's kind of where a lot more of the upscale people live. You know of a place that you once robbed, called the Archer's Arm Tavern, and you remember this place because you cased it a bunch before doing the job there, and you would know that a bunch of rich upscale folk, and they that would frequent this place, and very rarely do they actually drink alcohol. It's more of like a coffee house or like a kind of a coffee snob, and they have really expensive cups of coffee that can be purchased and stuff. But it's really less alcohol and more of like this upscale like
Ooh,
drinks and things.
nice. And right before going in, I turn my ring kind of like so that the crest part doesn't show, and so it just looks like a little metal band.
Cool. So you make your way in, and you are greeted by someone who ushers you and attempts to basically seat you. Doesn't really say anything to you, but sees that you're kind of well put together enough. Gives a weirdish look to Kittis though, but
I'm just carrying my tree.
right, like tree in hand. You know what I mean? Bright pink dress. They just probably think she's some type of hired help or something, and they kind of they kind of usher you to sit. And then not soon after, you'll be approached by just a wait staff there, more upscale. You know what I mean? So they're actually like
Mhm.
clean, and they hand you two little scripts of paper that just have a listing of drinks on it. That
Nice.
range from alcohol to coffee to just various things.
I want to get myself a coffee, and I want to get Kittis a hot chocolate.
I love chocolate.
Okay.
I got you, girl. I got you.
So you wish for a coffee? We
Yes,
have
please.
quite the selection of coffee. We have standard grounds, beans, but we also have this very delicacy that we have imported, where we actually pass the beans through the intestine of a live squirrel and brew it once it has been carefully curated and passed on by the animal. It is very bold and rich, and almost all sourness is gone, but it's about 1 gold piece per cup. That is our special for today.
I think I'll just stick with a normal coffee if you don't mind. Ground with just a splash of honey.
As you wish.
Thank you.
And I will serve you, and feel free to mingle once served if you wish with the rest of the rabblers. And it kind of points to the non-round tables. So, like, you have, like, more... They're not poor, but you can tell they're just kind of the ins and outs people. And they're kind of a little bit louder, whereas everyone in this round tables are, like, quieter and just kind of drinking and reading and stuff. Kind of like, the people that sit at Starbucks all day with their laptop. That's the round table people. And
Nice.
and no one is really seated at the bar. But they come back a few moments with your coffee and chocolate. And leave you about yourself in your own way.
Why are we here?
This is where a lot of richer people hang out. And when there's rich people,
They eat squirrel poop coffee?
yeah, we're not having that. Don't worry about that. That rich people are weird.
Yeah.
Trust me, I used to live with them. But where there's rich people, there's the best gossip. And if we ask about the gossip, we can probably find out what happened to my family.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Especially if I, I've come from a while away. I haven't been around in years, which technically not a lot.
That's definitely
Alright.
not one.
And then I'd like to kind of walk up to like the friendlier looking, like some friendly looking table, like where I kind of ascertain that there's the most chatter.
Okay, so you have like the rabblers almost.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, you walk up and everyone kind of seems welcoming. They kind of like usher you a chair. This seems to be more of you notice this group is kind of like adventurers that probably just had a pretty good payday. You know what I mean? More well-traveled people, but are still really well off. Not your normal mercantile or like, noble, if you will, but definitely this is kind of the group that you run into on closer examination. And they just kind of nod to you, and they just go back to kind of talking, and you kind of overhear. It's like, and the beast, I had it by the tusk, and I like popped the tusk off. And he's like talking about like a thing, and he's kind of telling the story, and he's like including you in the story a little bit. And then I took the tusk and I flipped it, and I like, bah, right in the eye, and it like gored me with the other tusk, and he like pulls up his arm and shows off a scar, and everyone at the table is just like, wow, yeah, and they're like pounding the table a little bit in like excitement.
Impressive scar.
Thank you, little miss. It was an impressive feat, if I don't say so myself.
What were you fighting, if I may ask?
Wild boar?
Oh.
But it was mutated. It was like 4 times the size of a normal boar, 5 times even, and its mane was filled with gook, and you could smell it for miles. That's how I tracked it down, actually.
Ah. Well, I just got into town myself. Bit of a traveler myself, and I was wondering, anyone know local gossip? I simply die for that kind of thing.
Local gossip. Well, you got a ton of stuff in the area going on. I mean, not so much around Nexus, but it's more of the shipping and stuff. We just got off the boat ourselves. There's been a bunch of activity in the ocean around a lot of the isles, and a lot of boats have been hiring merchants and adventurers to kind of defend. I was more land-based, but if you want local gossip, a lot of the sea has been rough lately, from what I understand. Attacked by strange creatures that seem to attach to people's necks and suck their life out.
Mercies.
Like a vampire?
Yes, like a vampire. And at the very core of each of them, there's an owl-like creature that seems to be running the bunch. Yeah, they just fly over the seas great distances and attack ships and take them for themselves.
That's definitely quite curious.
Roll an insight check.
Yes. My mushroom.
Just her?
That's a 2. Or can Kiddis also?
Sure, she's listening.
Cool, because I got a 5.
Let's see, 14. Nope. No?
14, no? What?
No.
You shook your head a little bit. I was like,
no. Cedar can't tell one way or another, but you get the sense that he's actually kind of being honest. His boar story seemed kind of exaggerated, but when he was talking to you about the ocean, it seemed almost legitimate.
And what are the royals doing about it? Are they involved with any of the protection efforts?
The royals? You mean the Owlin royals?
Yes.
Well, the Blessed Isle seems mostly kept to itself lately. It's very fortified. You have your standard shipments that go back and forth, but they seem to be as closed off as they usually are.
Yes.
I mean, have you been away from home long? And he kind of takes
give or take 4 years.
Give or take 4 years to be away from the Isle. What
I've been very busy.
what adventures have you been busy with? And he kind of like
Whew.
looks for a story.
You wouldn't believe me if I told you, friend.
Well, try us. And then the whole table kind of starts going like with the rabble again, and then the bartender's like, shh, and they kind of like quiet down, but do like a lower rabble. Be like, tell us a story, an adventure.
All right. And I proceed to tell them about the story while we were on the Contessa. The fight with the rots.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Jeez, you know.
And we even have proof of it. This little one here has a bottle full of what the heck is it?
Oh, it's rot flesh.
Yes, that.
Rot flesh. Jeez.
Yes.
That sounds hectic and chaotic. You know, I've never seen a boat turn over and turn back itself like it's alive, but I tell you, those rots sound a lot like the Kipling.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, the creatures that I told you that attacked the ships.
I wonder if there's a connection.
And then one of them kind of smacks him, goes, "It's Key Pine." And he's like, "No, it's Kippin." And they're like, "No, it's Kai Pine or Key Pine." And they just kind of start discussing what the name. They're creatures of folklore, tainted owls that attack the sea and defend the isles.
Huh.
Like undead?
No,
Tainted how?
they're very much alive. But they see ships in the distance at night, seemingly for miles. They never out during the day, but there's no islands around for them to sleep, so they just seem to exist in the clouds themselves before descending at night.
Fascinating.
Yeah, many great sailors of this area have been taken out by them.
That's a shame.
Yeah, skin, feathers, black. Usually, the only part about them is the last part that you see. Their white face, before their eyes devour your soul. And then he just kind of kicks back and is like, so they say.
Ah, yes, yes.
Kiddis is trying to figure
Probably
out how they
tall
would devour
tales.
a soul. Like, Kiddis is like going
Oh,
through
boy.
it, just like, that doesn't make sense.
Nom nom nom.
Eat a soul. The soul belongs to a god, though.
Be like, you know, I heard a depiction of them once.
Oh?
You know the jackalope?
Yes, I've heard of jackalopes.
Yeah, the Kipling. They got the owls like they're owls, but with the horns of the jackalope.
Really?
Yeah.
That does sound like an interesting creature.
And if you want another insight on anything that he's
Yes.
saying, you're
I would
free.
love another insight check. That's a 9.
He still doesn't seem to be lying. I mean, exaggerations, sure, but you can't really discern like what the truth is and what isn't. But he just seems very genuine and just loves to tell stories and craziness. So what's your plan? Where do you plan to go?
Well, see, right now I'm just kind of roaming around trying to catch up on the news. I was thinking of maybe revisiting home, seeing my family.
Yeah.
I was wondering though, I did hear there was a bit of a switch in the royal family. Did King frick, what did I have her dad's name as? Can't remember the name of my own father.
Oh no.
What is the law?
The Lord. Did King Asculfus die?
Well, I don't know about the rest of the family, but I do know there was a change. There was a change, and it's kind of started the I guess the tension in the but that was, oh geez, almost a decade ago now, yeah. And
I'd say so.
yeah, no, I mean not in the last 10 years from what we're aware. He was banished, sure, but there's rumors and talk that he's still alive, of course. I mean,
Banished?
it takes a
For
lot.
what?
I mean, you said you left 4. Oh, hold on.
Oh no, I left Nexus 4 years ago.
You left Nexus 4 years ago. You've been away from home for longer, I take it.
Give or take, recent birthday. 13 years ago now.
Oh, so you don't know. Yeah.
No.
Destabilized the whole area for a while. He's like, just tell her, you idiot. And someone, like one of his friends, kind of chimes in, and they kind of like rough him up a little bit. He's like, yeah, the old king was banished, lost his mind. They almost, I mean, they say he went to find his future and abandon his people, but they were being prosperous. But of course, you know, the other families, they got ippity. You know, you can't have your king leave. So yeah, so he took on a trip, and then everyone just kind of fell off, and they of course were overthrown when a leader fails, as Owlin, you know, as they do, and yeah, it's been the same ruling family ever since, but that's why the island tends to be a little bit more locked down.
Oh.
Yeah.
What triggered it, may I ask?
You know, I really couldn't tell you.
Huh.
I don't know the Blessed. I mean, most people don't know the Blessed Isles. I mean, I've had a few of your kind, and he kind of fluffs up one of your feathers on your arm. In my parties in the past, but most don't speak of home.
Mm.
The island just seems to be in its own culture, its own world. I mean, outside of the shipping, we get plenty of shipping, and I mean, considering how closed off it is, it's almost seems to run the world. You know?
Ah, yes. That is quite interesting.
Yeah, one of the only
I believe I'll have
places
to
that
go and take a look.
produces the charges, and he has a couple on his hand, and you know, he kind of tinkers with his steam pack, which you just noticed is kind of hanging. It's a smaller one, but it actually seems to be on his person.
And which of who introduced those, may I ask? Was that the Caleres when they came into rule?
Clarice?
The Caleri family.
Ah, you know, I can't say. I know everything seems to be fairly new overall. I mean, only the last few years have we started seeing the blue charges over here. Honestly, it wasn't even until recently, though, that we started seeing the mixes. Those come from the other continent, though, on the other part of the world. So the fires come from far out west. Is it west? Yeah, far out west. Usually east of where you guys were once. And, oh my gosh, I forgot the name of the world. What continent was that? It was Alt's name for things. That's why I don't remember it, because I didn't name it.
Team, I think.
Yeah. It was the old world. With their king. And the technology came from the king out east, and the water charges seem to be coming from the king of the Blessed Isle. So they put them all together recently, and now just, you know. Have you ever used one of these things? Oh, they're amazing. I shoved one in the mouth of a boar.
Mm-hmm.
Exploded out its asshole. Amazing.
Mercies.
Yeah. And he's like, you want some of its meat? I got tons of it. And he kind of like pulls out like a dried skewer of what looks like just very dry pork, and he like hands it over as like wants to share it.
Ah, thank you. I did recently eat, but I will save it for later.
It's like, all right, well, let me know how you like it. I spiced it myself. And he like
Really?
he pulls out another one and like starts to chew it. And then like one of his, and he passes the stick, and two of them take other pieces, and they kind of pass it around and kind of give it like a ugh, but they eat it. You know what I mean?
Well, thank you for the stories. Those were riveting.
Of course.
Can I put on my heart-shaped glasses that detect magic and just kind of like look around everything? 'Cause I realize there's a lot of magical items now in the vicinity.
Sure. Do a general investigation.
Let's see. Investigation. 14.
Okay. So a quick glance around the room. You'll notice that on the round tables where people are kind of being quieter, you can kind of see that little after image of in your eyes of probably various rings and amulets. Some of them are wearing protective armor underneath their cloaks. That kind of makes it difficult to see, but you know they're there because you can kind of see the magic. And then, of course, when you're looking at the group, there's various like +1 weapons in the adventurers. They're very well equipped, and of course, the charges themselves are glowing because they're right next to you, and they are indeed magic.
But
Well, that was fascinating, but me and my friend here need to meet up with the rest of our party.
all right.
All right. Well, of course. Thanks for the stories. And they
Thank
kind of do
you.
their ritual pounding on the table, and they kind of cheers and salute you, and then drink. Oh no! Speaking of drinks, I forgot mine.
And we should we head back or should we like head to another bar and like?
I'm trying to figure out how to make the tree do something.
Ooh,
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Doku, how do I make the tree work?
What do you mean?
how do I make the tree work?
How do you make the
I
tree work?
fed it dreams. What does it need?
Well, as you kind of repeated the ritual from earlier, where you were feeding it dreams, what you'll notice is that the imprint of the dreams seems to be going higher and higher up the trunk of the bonsai, and is now kind of close to the top, and then the fruit that's forming is actually kind of starting off as like a drop of sap that seems to be falling down, but as it hardens, it's actually hardening in the shape of a gem.
It's crazy.
Do you want to sleep with it tonight?
What? Oh, sure. Yes. I was wondering. We should probably hit up a library, and you can look up more stuff about bonsai trees if you wanted.
It eats dreams like Philo.
Oh, that does make sense. All right, let's head back to the inn, and yeah, I'll sleep with that on my nightstand. Does it need to be on the nightstand, or do I have to like hold it or something?
So far, I place it next to your head.
Okay. And we head back.
Okay.
Hold it.
So you head back. Is anyone else doing anything so far today?
No. Just spending the rest of the day with my cloak for stools.
Okay.
When I get back to the inn, I do want to try something.
Okay. So we're practicing. We're spilling water, and go ahead. What did you want to do?
All right. Hey, Argos. Argos, buddy. You there?
Always.
Yeah, that's not ominous. You said that you can see people alive or dead, correct?
Mostly alive.
So also some dead, right?
Depends on how well protected they are. There's places that even the living can't see.
Okay. Kiddos, would you stay with me for a little bit? I want to try to see someone that I haven't seen for quite a long time.
Sure.
Can I see Strix Nictea, my brother?
How long's he been dead? 13 years, right?
13 years.
So you think about Strix.
Mm-hmm.
You feel the cost. But this isn't just pain this time. You actually feel the cold touch of death. It feels like it's grabbing your throat as cold, icy, dead fingers kind of instantly start to cause a sore throat as the pain tries to penetrate deeper and stops. and before your eyes, black feathers splash and wash over your face as you're zooming through and stop. You see a woman on a throne open her eyes and stare directly at you. You can't have him. He's
Just
mine.
want to see him.
And she is
Want to look at him.
speaking and looking directly at you.
I make eye contact. Just want to see his face. I'm not gonna try and take him. I just
You
just
are
want
back
to
in
see
your
him.
room. You open your mouth to talk, and the vision ends. And,
I expected as such.
let's see. You wouldn't know who that was. I don't think.
That was not Strix.
Get us, Wood.
Hey kiddos, you know about death and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There was I tried to see him. Someone stopped me. A lady, there was like black feathers, and she said I cannot have him. Just wanted to see his face.
Interesting.
Do you have any idea what that might be?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm like, I figured that. I'm like, it's what I'm thinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Raven Queen, she kind of rules over dead people.
Oh,
She's the reason why I get injured if I try to call a soul back. It's kind of like I'm stepping on her turf a little bit. If I do that.
he does seem territorial to say the least. So he hasn't completed his trials yet. Thought by now he would be finished with them. You would have liked him, I think. He was a good man. Ugh. I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay, of
Thank you for staying with me.
course.
And I lay down in the bed and I want to hold the egg kind of like as if I was like holding like a teddy bear, kind of like trying to use my body warmth. Like kind of like right over my heart.
Alright. Something interesting happens overnight, though. You remember using the eye, and you remember not being able to see your brother. However, any memory that you had of the images that you saw disappear from your mind.
So wait. Say that again.
You don't remember seeing feathers or speaking to a woman. You only remember trying to reach out to your brother and not being able to get him.
Dang it. Okay.
Well, good thing Candace remembers.
We talked about it. Good grief.
But I have the bonsai tree next to her head, and I just meditate watching the tree.
So what dream do you have then?
I want to let you decide that. Actually, I leave that to your hands.
Okay.
I'm regretting my decision. Regret just filled my body.
You go to bed thinking
Kool-Aid
of the
Man filled
image
with
that
regret.
you saw. And in your dream,
There is a cat.
a single spider descends down from the ceiling in an empty room and lands at the table. You find
I smack it.
yourself sitting in a chair, unable to move, as the spider crawls onto your arm, up to your neck, and crawls into your ear.
Oh.
You feel the sharp pain of two tiny fangs piercing your eardrum. And you wake up the next morning with with your ear ringing. Interestingly enough now, in the rafters, or not the rafters, but in the tree itself, a small spiderweb had formed, and the gem did not grow.
What did you do to my tree?
Nightmare. I think there was a spider.
Come here. Okay.
You should probably take the spider web out of the tree.
So what do I do with do I know what's going on with the tree?
Looks like normal spider silk.
Why do I have residual pain from a dream?
Probably something interfered with your dream.
My ear hurts.
That's nice. She starts like put some glasses on.
That's nice. That's beautiful, Katie.
Zero F's given.
That's lovely,
The tree
sweetie.
has problems.
In
I
her
want to
defense,
help with the tree.
she was like, I died, and you did the same exact thing to her. She's like, I think I died, and someone owns my soul. And you're like, we'll talk about that later.
No, she was
Fae
like, no, we're
Fortress.
talking about this now. No, she
Oh
said, let's talk
no!
about this
Anyway,
now. No, she said, wait, we're talking about this now. What? I didn't say we're talking about this later.
No, when it happened,
Oh.
right outside the wind wall, she was like, I think I just died. And y'all like, okay, cool, we'll talk later. And then totally went days.
we'll process this another time.
Wait, you're right. Oh, no.
And so you're like, I hurt and had a nightmare. And she's like, good for you. And you're like, excuse me?
It's just like, okay, first off, no one cares about the fact that I died. Like, they care a little bit, but like, they're like,
A
oh,
lot.
they're like, shock factor. And then you're just like, okay.
So
But
yes,
you sounded so fine with it.
you are able to remove the spider silk. It seems like just a normal spider, but even if you were to roll a survival check, there was no spider around in the tree. It's just a web, and it seems to come off just as easy as it would, and just kind of like vanishes. You know what I mean? Disappearing into the dust of everything else of everyday
So-
life.
The fruit is just gone now.
It's not gone. It just didn't grow.
I'm sorry, kiddos.
Oh, at least the fruit's okay. But
Maybe it shouldn't go next to me.
so, do I know that
Sorry,
who was
Halo.
was actually someone interfering with her dream?
Let's see how well you remember your lore.
Or
Roll, I guess, a history.
Dirty 20.
So, given that it's your backstory, I kind of let you roll because you would have grown up with stories of the Raven Queen and the history of their realm and things like that. And you remember the story of there was a time that the memory of the Raven Queen was erased from the minds of all of the elves. And that story sticks out to you specifically in pertaining to this, that yes, because of his betrayal, both what was her name? Corellion and Lilith betrayed her, or basically didn't agree with what she was doing or saying. So they erased the memory of her from all the drow and elves in the realm, and you don't know if it actually physically happened or if it was just a story. But that comes to mind when you think about it, and the spider and going into the brain and erasing memories seems like something that may have been told to you in the past as in the form of a story, but it actually just happened.
How much do you remember when you tried to see your brother?
that it didn't work. That's
Nothing.
it. Sometimes Argos doesn't work. Why?
Curious. Just
Okay.
curious, yeah. This is annoying. Okay.
Sorry about the tree. Sorry, Philo.
You're okay. You're okay. It wasn't your fault. Freaking stupid goddess. You're so freaking dead when I find you.
Love it.
All right.
Oh, since it's like morning, when Kidis walks off, I want to sit down and kind of, hey, White Fairy Queen, I don't know your name, ma'am. I know you can see time, so you can probably see this. Sorry about the yelling earlier. Really sorry. I didn't know there were evil fae, and I kind of thought you were betraying us. I was wrong. Very wrong. And I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
And we're gonna bring Philo back. We're gonna bring your fluffy boy back.
As
Very
per
sorry.
usual, roll a
Love Cedar.
performance.
Fluffy boy.
The fluffy boy.
All right, as usual, roll your performance. See how well your message was received.
Right, rolling performance. Let's go with purple die. And then what's my performance, man? That's an 11.
Okay.
We suck at calling our fae.
I mean, that's technically not even mine.
I mean, you're doing better than Gale did. Need I mention that one?
Words are spoken to the air. Or written, or however you decided to convey your words there. But they were said.
Is anyone else still sleeping?
All right, Gale and Dana, what are you guys doing?
I feel like Gale will be having like the last remnants of his sleep at this time.
The water on the floor has all but dried up.
Well, my goal is now to try to put the tree next to someone else.
Yeah.
Well, then, at that point, if Gale's at the end of his sleep, that means Dana would have woken up a few hours ago.
Yeah.
Um,
So I guess we're going to Gale again.
and she'll be working on her calligraphy again until the entire party reconvenes.
Okay. So yeah, you will proceed to work on your calligraphy and get a little more proficient at it. Yeah, Gale is beginning to rouse then.
But he's not awake yet.
Oh my gosh.
I'm still in danger.
Always.
Are you gonna try to go into his room again and
Yeah.
not wake him up?
Yeah.
All right.
Using my dice this time.
Roll your perception versus your
Is that
stealth.
disadvantage again?
I'm gonna say you're partially waking up, so let's give it a straight roll this time.
Oh, nice. Oh, okay.
Oh,
17. It's my best roll of the night so far.
All right. So you barge into Gale's room again, tree in hand, expecting him to be asleep, and he's sitting up in the bed. The door flings open, and now you guys again make awkward eye contact as you try to invade his dreams again, and it just fails. Now he's looking at you again. You're like, why do you keep barging into my room almost? Your first thought kind of passes your mind.
It's like the kids at 4 a.m. The parent wakes up and the kids just.
Kiddies.
You were supposed to wake up.
To be fair, you were banging around and saying I'm being sneaky again. That's kind of a dead giveaway. And I'm a heavy sleeper.
I've had a bad morning, okay?
Well, maybe you should get some coffee or something.
Well, you could go back to sleep.
No, I'm awake now. There's no getting me back down.
She just shoves her arm into her bag of mundane items and just yanks something out while she storms out of the room.
The kid is. Hang on a second. Hang on. Is kid still there or is she gone?
I think she's still there, but she is pulling something out of the bag.
Yeah.
It's a gun. No.
And the number's 820. 820.
A vial of dragon blood.
Like a dragon!
Ooh. It's more like a gel at this point.
Wait.
So I have demon blood, and so he's just now talking
is
out loud, like in your room. So now I have demon blood and dragon blood.
Well, the demon blood is kind of
Oh.
dried bloods. Like the last flakes or remnants of blood at the bottom of the vial, it's kind of just dried out. And so you just have flakes of it inside the vial. This seems to be a full corked vial.
Oh, I'm sure that'll help us out at some point.
I love this.
Surprise tool that'll help us later.
She puts it in her bag of holding.
Nice tool.
Now the question is what do I do with the demon's blood? Do you have any ideas?
I mean, I'm not much of a blood expert, I guess.
Well, yeah,
It's really
but
flaky now, right?
you're one like the religious people. You know more about demons and stuff too, right?
I tend to be more on the godly side of things, and even then, it's a bit not massively into that sort of thing.
Clerics are so
Um,
useless when it comes to dead things.
She went there.
no offense taken, Gillis. I know you've had a rough morning. Actually, talking of which, I know you've had a pretty rough time recently. Have you tried maybe doing some meditation or something like that? Just clearing your mind for a few minutes and just drowning everything else out and just focusing on yourself.
Just how I
Maybe-
sleep.
Oh yeah, I've forgotten you don't really sleep.
No, it's not comfortable.
Well, you've been doing so much with contacting Shalius and trying to look after Philo. I think you should have a bit of time to look after yourself.
No, it's fine. I just don't. Things need to get done. That's all. You know?
Yeah, and there's a lot of pressure. But I don't know about the others, but I know I much prefer you to get things done while you're feeling okay.
Yeah, but Philo needs me.
I know.
He's just a tree right now.
And thing is, with you, it looks like he's doing better. I mean, I'm guessing there was like was there a spider in there?
No, there's not a spider.
No,
It's
okay.
just a butthead.
I love how she goes from full on dropping F-bombs to calling Wolf a butthead. Like,
Right, okay. Sorry, no spider. But I mean, he's growing fruit now. It's looking promising. I'm sure he appreciates what you're doing. It's just he's probably not able to show it right now because he's a tree.
I feel bad for insulting you all the time.
I've just come to accept it at this point. I mean, in my eyes, you wouldn't insult us if you didn't, at least care about us a little bit.
Yeah. You do need to learn more about dead things, though.
Yeah,
Tell me.
I
I can show you some stuff.
you know what? I actually wouldn't mind that. I'm really not that well versed in that area. It would help me understand things a bit more.
Really cool.
this is so cool.
But in any case, though, I gotta find someone who's passed out. Bye.
Okay. And I'm gonna let her leave.
Love it.
Is there anyone passed out drunk that I can find?
Oh, mercy.
I love this.
We can't hear you.
Sorry, thank you. Given that it's mostly morning, everyone's probably more in the breakfast mood than the passed out drunk mood.
I was hoping that someone was still passed out drunk from a late night.
Not so much. Not here. I mean, could you find someone sleeping in the city? I'm sure, but
That would take forever.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like when Dana was going into the house looking for scrap metal, just
Walks in. sees
Bring me your
terrified family.
metal.
give me scrap metal.
Give me scraps and I leave.
All right. So the day opens. The day is cresting. The party seems to kind of gather again. Dana looking for or doing calligraphy. Gale just living life and things like that. You notice the bar is actually starting to kind of empty out more and more and more as kind of the group is together. And you kind of notice that the bartender seems to almost be ushering people away more than anything else. But it's not like suspicious enough to pay it any mind. But you guys are slowly going to be remaining to be the only people in the bar if you continue to wait here for a little while. But
Why are they ushering people away? Do we know why they're ushering people away?
Hey, hey, big guy. The guy. I gesture to the guy who has the pillars. What's happening? What's happening?
it's a holiday. We close soon.
Oh gosh, so sorry. What? Frank, what holiday is it? Cedar starts kind of trying to narrow it down. It's been 13 years since she's been. Well, no, it's been 4 years since she's been here in Nexus.
It's gift holiday. You give gift to people love.
Oh, I totally forgot.
Wait, so it's
Wow,
like
I'm an idiot.
Valentine's Day
No, I think Christmas.
or Christmas?
Because December, technically.
Oh, it's Christmas. Oh.
You have gift for me? Yes?
Yeah, give me just a second to get it out of my place where I definitely have it.
She takes out the copper coins that pay the way for across the river of death. Here.
Oh, mercy.
And he'll kind of smile and nod. And he will present you basically, you know those little dollar shot glasses that just have little screw lids, and it's like a single shot. Basically it's just like a single shot in a vial. And then over his shoulder it's going to pop up his little pink-haired friend, and she is going to toss a box at Dana if Dana's at the table, and it has a little ribbon on it as well, and then he'll walk away and kind of disappear into the back.
So Dana, being the very cautious soul that she is, she's actually going to she's gonna open up her book and she's gonna start casting detect magic ritually.
So you'll spend 10 minutes doing the casting, and tons of magical items are around you, given your party mates and the creations of items and everything else. However, the box is not glowing.
Okay. So then she will slowly open the box.
Alright, so you pull this little ribbon, it comes right off. It's almost like a to-go box, so you kind of can shift the lid a little bit and open it up. And inside the box is a small piece of rubble. You can tell by the marbling it's a little piece of the pillar, and if you were to lift it up and examine it, it is stained with your blood. So it's a little piece of the pillar from your fight.
Love it.
I'm keeping this.
Love it. Man, I really forgot it was this holiday that what is the exact name of this holiday, so I don't have to keep saying this holiday.
Happy this holiday.
Happy this.
Okay. So, most of the city will be closed today. in general. You guys are kind of familiar with the holiday. There's one almost exactly like it on the main continent. The king would have probably brought it over because he kind of liked it as well. But it is going to be very quiet, very empty. You can see a little bit of snowfall has actually accumulated on the windows outside, as the lack of like movement is actually causing almost a cold draft that you can feel coming from different areas of the bar. But that's what's going on today.
Oh, you know what? Come to think of it, I actually do have a gift for the three of you. So this is, and I pull out a little box set of books that like they look like they've been well loved. This is, I carry this with me like all the time. It's my favorite book series. They're called the Exandria Chronicles. And I was thinking about it over the past couple days, and I mean, I basically have these memorized by now, and I don't know if y'all are reading types, but I wanted each of you to have one of them. It's not like you can start up at any point of the series and still love it. But each of you, in a way, kind of corresponds with one of these, kind of in my head at least. And I wanted to give them to you as a token of my appreciation of you guys.
Oh, that's really sweet of you. Thank you.
Here, let me just find which one I'm going to give each of you. This one is technically the first one in the series, and it reminds me most of you, Dana, because, well, first off, really cool, like more like an adventure, more adventure-y type, like mercenary party. A lot of them are total jerks, but in the best way possible.
Love it, love it.
And after slapping me in the face, I think you would like a lot of these characters.
Okay. And if you're not careful, that will happen again.
I realize there's nothing I can do to stop that.
Yes, there is. Stop the self-deprecation.
Jury's still out on that. And Kittis, this one's the third and the more recent one of the series. This entire party is absolutely crazy. And I think it reminds me of you, and you're going to like the fawn character, and there's an undead lady too. You're really gonna like her. Her name's Laudna. She's very fun. She's very fun, scary. And Gail, this one is actually my favorite of all three of them. Mighty Nine. You'll like it.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really cool. Very much friendship themes, found family, all that kind of stuff. But
I'm all about that.
Merry Holiday.
Merry Holiday.
Merry Holiday.
What is the name of this dang holiday? Don't care.
Lost our DM.
Come back.
We've lost a DM.
Dana just goes, "Happy holiday I haven't had to celebrate in 47 years."
We've lost a
That was a
DM.
very
The
nice
ship has no
DM.
captain.
Why are you looking?
I'm on Tumblr.
Why are you on Tumblr? Stop looking at Korean men on Tumblr.
I can
We're
multitask.
streaming.
That now exists forever on the internet.
You've been going down this rabbit hole for the past 3 days.
And you're surprised?
Not at all.
Oh, I love this.
Welcome to our group.
For those of you still here, expect nothing less.
I finished my water, so I get
thanks
a
for that.
chaotic thing.
I refilled mine.
Oh, I forgot about rerolls. I've got a
Technically,
refill.
we don't have those because Chaotic isn't here to invoke it.
Well, no. Chaotic texted me personally.
Oh, cool.
She can't be here today, but she told me to tell y'all that.
Oh,
I really need that today. I've only had one result on my dice that's above 10 today.
Oh, mercies.
I don't know which dice god I've offended, but it's that one that controls the
RNGesus.
D20s. Oh, jeez.
RNGesus.
All right.
That is actually a term that all the gamers use.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for that, Ray.
Mercies.
Oh man. Oh.
But yeah, my favorite characters for each book. The one with the guns is my favorite for yours. Points at Dana. The sad wizard and the little happy blue tiefling are my favorite for the one I gave you, Gail. And yours
Ooh.
probably either the spooky lady or the fawn. The fawn steals a lot.
I still want to know what Joku meant earlier.
Huh?
With the jester comment.
I'm confused.
This was before we were on the
Yeah.
chatting.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
that's
I'm the
why.
cleric.
That makes sense why I don't remember it at all. Because I wasn't.
Oh, did you say there's guns in one of those books?
Yeah.
Huh.
Sci-fi.
No, I can't imagine it.
I was just saying it's foreshadowing. That's all.
So,
Wait,
So what time of day is it roughly? now?
guns.
Oh.
Mostly morning.
Okay.
What is the name of this holiday? I'm begging you.
It's middle of the well, I guess mid morning, like 11 o'clock.
Are you ignoring me?
And what is this holiday that we are currently in the midst of celebrating?
Chris-Yule-Mas.
Thank you.
Merry Chris-Yule-Mas.
Happy Chris-Yule-Mas, and to all a good night.
Oh, mercies.
But anyway, so are we grabbing the rest of our stuff and heading out now?
I think today would be as good a time as any because everything's pretty much going to be closed today.
So I'm gonna head back to the magic shop at this point.
You will get there and you will find that the door is unlocked, but the inside is mostly like dark. But the door is unlocked.
Okay. I will walk in.
And the scene you walk into is weird, to say the least. It is almost uncomfortable. As you see, just like 30 of the guys, like kind of dancing around in a circle around what looks to be a pair of like kitchen gloves. And the kitchen gloves are kind of like doing a two-step dance or a line dance, and like one of the copies of the guy is like doing the same dance with the glove, and then like he kind of like they're like dancing with it, and he like does a jig, and then you see like the Fing and the kind of like jump up and kind of do like a little like kick together, and like they're literally just dancing with this pair of what looks to be living kitchen gloves. And
I've got the image of
want to try something.
Okay.
I'm totally fine. I'm assuming this will be a sleight of hand roll and a stealth roll. I want to cast Disguise Self, make myself look like him, and try and sneak into the circle without anyone noticing.
At the moment, I have the putting on the Ritz scene from Young Frankenstein going through my head. That's what I'm imagining is going on at the moment.
This is amazing. Go ahead and I'll say that they're kind of preoccupied, but let's see if you can stealth in, and instead of a sleight of hand and stealth, I'll do a a stealth and a performance.
Okay.
Because are you kind of like pretending to be him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So for stealth, that is a ouch 9. But for performance, it's a 15.
Okay. Definitely notices you join. but definitely also doesn't realize it's not him. Um, because I rolled a natural 20 on the actual stealth roll. So
Okay.
it looked like a version of him like walks in and like they pause and they're like, I wasn't outside, right? But they're so distracted that they continue to like dance, and then when one of them finishes their dance, they kind of like completely look away from you, and like another one like grabs you and kind of shoves you into the middle, and
Mhm.
like everyone now is expecting you two to like try to dance.
I will immediately start doing the Macarena.
So what you notice is you start doing
Actually, even better.
Hmm.
I'm gonna start doing the sprinkler, but really shittily.
Mm. Okay. So as you start doing the really crappy sprinkler, you see the glove kind of like cross over two of its fingers and then start like trying to like literally mimic you. And you notice that these now that you're closer and you can kind of see him in like the firelight and there's actually color, because it was just completely dark before. You notice that they're like pink, like neon pink gloves almost, and
Okay.
you can smell them. They're made out of like flesh and skin, but
Mhm.
not from like humans, but from like monsters. And you kind of get the sense that basically he reanimated monster skin and educated it, and now he's dancing with it.
Love it. I like this guy. He is my friend.
And so now they're just like partying, and he offers you a himself, but he kind of like he offers it to you as opposed to like everyone kind of going off and getting their own. But he offers
Mhm.
himself, which is you, um, basically some wassail,
Mhm.
which is it's a bourbon. Basically, it's a bourbon with orange and cinnamon,
Mhm.
essentially. Um, Watered down a little bit so it's not insanely strong. But he kind of offers you a little bit of the wassail, um, as a kind of a nod that like he lost track of himself, so maybe you're not like as in tune with the group, you know what I mean? But he still doesn't
Mhm.
understand that it's not him because he has so many of himself. And then right in the door burst open, and you see two more of the female versions of himself, like the ones that were like, like kind of in drag, and they bust in the door, and they're just like, "Hey!" And they have like more mead, like a whole barrel's worth, and like snacks, and then they all like kind of storm, and like it's just he's partying with himself, which you kind of
Mhm.
feel is both really fun, but also
And really
kind of
depressing.
sad. Yeah.
Yeah. um, so I'm gonna accept this drink, and I'm gonna try to start a conga line.
All right. All right. All right. Hold on. 8 of them join in with you.
Yeah.
So it's just you just da 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 da, and like the whole music is gonna change. Hold on. I don't think I have party music. Oh no.
Listen, how long does it go on for?
Uh, like 10 minutes.
Okay.
Like they're just going for it, and then right at the tail end, after like the 6 minute mark, the gloves join in the conga line right at the
Yes.
end, and like
Ah!
they start doing and they like and they like kick out a little bit as well. And you start to notice that like as this goes on, the ones that do bail out of the Congo line, like literally just blackout drunk. 11 a.m., 11:30 a.m.
Oh mercy.
Love it.
They got the hand.
Um, so then I'll spend the next like 5-10 minutes just partying with them, and then at the at like after a little bit, after however many minutes has passed, I'm gonna stand up on a box, a table, whatever, and I'm gonna go. I have an announcement.
And they all stop, like the music stops and everything. like they had like little animated hands that were like playing music in the corner, and they actually kind of stop as well.
Hmm.
As the original kind of steps forward, looking completely drunk and confused.
I'm going to look directly at the original and go, as a show of good faith between partners, and I'll drop the illusion. This has been quite the party.
And like the whole group of them that are awake kind of like cheer, and like they're like they like point at you, and then they point at each other, and then you see a couple of them cast disguise self as well and turn into you, and then they're just like they like do the Spider-Man point where it's just like now alternating Dana and then like crazy magic shot man. And so
He's just gonna
uh,
go, I love you people.
and he's like, and I love you, and you, and you, and they all just start repeating you, and they're like pointing to different versions of Dana and you, and
And,
like himself.
and she's gonna go, all right, all right, all right. Are, are the gloves ready?
Are they ready? Are they ready? And then the original's talking, but the rest of the group kind of like laughs. Like one of them comes out of its blackout drunk and laughs, and then passes right back out. And so he picks up these pair of kitchen gloves, and they didn't want to be picked up, so they're kind of like swinging, and he's like dodging his head left and right, and he's like, "Are they ready?" And he was like, "I taught him math," and he's like, and he like hands them over to you, and he's like, "Tell you what, on the house, if you can tame them," and they're like literally like now like if you take them, they're like trying to like squirm and stuff like that. Um,
I thought of the stupidest joke that might actually work for this.
okay.
So I'm gonna look at the guy that hands them to me, and I'm gonna go, you actually taught them math, like proper math?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look down at the gloves, and so they understand me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go, all right, gloves, divide by 0.
You're gonna break the poor things.
Oh no.
A black hole opens up.
right. Um,
Wait,
and
what's the answer Siri gives if you divide 0 by 0? Have you heard that? So funny.
I've not heard it, no.
She just goes, imagine if you had 0 cookies and divided them by 0 friends. How many cookies does everyone get?
That's just too real.
it's gonna hold up 2 fingers.
No.
It's gonna pause for a minute and like not be lively at all, and then pop
Mhm.
up and just hold up 2 fingers, but then like shut back down for a second as it's still trying to think.
I'm going to I'm gonna go, all right, while you're thinking, I'm gonna pick you up now, and I'm gonna slowly reach down and pick him up.
Okay. So it still seems to be kind of thinking. Like every few minutes, it'll like, or every few seconds, it'll kind of like cross its fingers and put its thumb on top, like it's a dude sitting there crossing his arms thinking. You know, so it'll kind of like do that,
Yeah.
and then the other hand will do it, and then they like merge together a little bit and do it together, as they just kind of continue to think.
Mhm.
But yeah, they don't even notice that you picked them up at this point.
And so I'm gonna look back at the guy. I'm gonna go, so on the house.
And he'll nod to you.
She'll go, all right then. And she'll go, I will. She'll look at the ones in drag now, and she'll go, I need a set of weavers tools.
Oh, Weaver's tools. We like the general shop lady. Um, she'll she'll pull out uh a bag of holding. And she'll pull out it's kind of a big setup. But like she'll have kind of like a small spinning wheel that like
Mm.
probably stands about 2 feet tall. It's about 15
Okay.
pounds to actually like weave cloth, and then various like a rollout, like a leather rollout that just has various different hooks and needles in it for different various knits and cuts. and then there'll be like a base plate board hanging off the side that you can use as like a standing thing or a sitting thing, lay it flat on a table to like weave in patterns and stuff. So it's kind of like a handmade weaver's kit.
Okay.
But it has like a small, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's probably like 2 foot tall.
Mm.
And it's got like a little pinwheel and like a foot paddle that you can use to actually like make thread with.
Mm-hmm. How much?
And she'll shake her head at you and be like, "It's Chris-Yule-Mas. Enjoy."
Chris, you'll
Fair
miss.
enough. Thank you. And she'll take the supplies and she'll go, all right, well, my companions and we're gonna head off. I'm not sure when we'll be back, but I can guarantee you at least I will be back at some point to to talk shop more. Great ideas.
And they'll kind of like punch you a little bit in the shoulder, or at least the original will, and be
Mm-hmm.
like, "To good fortune for us both." And then
Absolutely.
he'll actually snap his fingers, the original, and a little torch will light up on the wall, and you'll see that there's probably like 50 pairs of gloves. They're not animated yet, but there's like yellow ones and blue ones and red ones and purple ones, and there's just various colors. And there's like 50 pairs all scattered on the back wall, tacked to the chalkboard. Um, so you can see he's got definite ideas.
Mm-hmm. And she's gonna go. So above game DM, you've seen the original Spider-Man 3, right?
Yeah, a long time ago,
Oh
but
dear.
yeah.
She's gonna go.
Oh dear.
Are you finally
If
going to pay
y'all
your rent?
if y'all start dancing with him again, teach him this dance,
Oh
and she's
no.
gonna do the Bully Maguire dance,
Oh, wait, which one?
the only Bully Maguire dance.
Oh my god. Hold
I swear
on.
it's like two that he does in that. Is that the one where he's going
Uh-huh.
down the street?
Uh-huh.
And it's got like his, he's got his hands above his head, and isn't he kind of
Yeah.
like doing the,
Uh-huh.
Uh, okay. There may be a pair of gloves in the future that know this dance.
I will teach mine this dance as well.
Oh my gosh. Are you still looking at Korean then?
No.
That hesitancy makes me think you lied.
I mean, it wasn't immediately pulled up on my screen, so technically I wasn't lying.
I was just bending the truth, I promise, Your Honor.
That wasn't anything that was up on my screen at that
I'm
moment.
playing this here.
And so she's gonna ask right as she's leaving, do these have a name, by the way?
Um. Man, you just put me on the spot. And the only thing I can think of is coincidence. I don't know.
She goes, she sees the hesitation and she goes, all right, I'll name my pair myself.
Okay. Oh, maybe I can call him Yourself Gloves. And he kind of turns around and starts thinking about it. But no, I did not expect you to ask for a name.
She looks as she's walking back to the ship. She kind of looks at the gloves and she spins them around. She puts them on to start attuning to them. She goes, Steven.
Steven!
Little gems will form in the center palms, and that's as you kind of mess around with them, you kind of notice small gems where they're
Love it.
probably holding the AI, and they're kind of like implanted into the center of the gloves.
Love it.
And these ones are a little bit special, but they're going to be your standard living gloves. They'll give you the artisan tool of your choice, which I'm assuming is what your intention was.
Yep.
But they will also have the boon of being able to be a musical instrument, or give you the ability to play a musical instrument of your choice. And they will also contain a personality, meaning sentience. So you will be able to, if you wanted to, interact with them. However, you do have to be within 120 feet. You can give them a basic order to assist with the stealing or distractions, or if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Basically, just like your cat, bat, monster thing. You're familiar, but in this time it's a pair of little gloves that'll walk around. You've seen Wednesday, I'm sure.
Yes.
Hand
Mm-hmm.
crawling around, sentient, kind of the idea.
Yeah. All right. Perfect.
Also knows basic math.
Love it. So we can assume it's smarter than Gale.
Oh, why?
Rude. Whoa.
Why?
Yo.
did
What have
poor
I
Gale
done
do?
to you? Do you have a problem?
I saw my
This is my
opportunity
idea.
and I took it.
That's why I gave
Man.
Vox Machina.
So, Harry, why did you leave Miss Ciao Gaming? Well,
Oh no.
I'm messing.
Be like, I kept getting cold because I was sitting in the shade all day.
I kept having to get rushed to A&E. Just so many burns coming off of me.
Yes.
Harry seriously is the easiest one to pick on, though.
So
He
rude.
doesn't give anything back. This is the problem.
And that's why he's the easiest to pick on.
We gotta teach him. We gotta teach him. Oh my gosh. So
You have to teach you to be mean, Gale.
let's see your war face. No, that's not a war face. That's a friend face.
That one song from Beetlejuice. Like they're trying to teach them how to be. He's trying to teach them how to be scary.
Yes. That's what Kidis is Beetlejuice.
Oh dear.
Isn't the 911 over there like 999?
Unimaginable horrors.
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah.
Well, and then we've got 111 if it's not a major crisis.
Ah, okay.
I still haven't told you guys the night. At least, how many of you have I told about the nightmare that I created?
Which one?
I've only created one so far.
Oh, that one.
So far,
Yes.
this
I'm
bodes
trying
well.
to figure out a way to top it, and I haven't found one yet.
Well, thank you for joining us, Nude.
That would be my
fun.
friend Riley.
Goodbye, Rainstray Riley. Thank you so much for joining.
All right.
Adios.
So, what are your plans? How do we want to continue story? Where are you guys going to end up going? What is your
Are we?
plan?
I think we're meeting back at the inn, right?
Well, I thought we were gonna go to in terms of the long term. I thought we were gonna finally go onto the ship and head out.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think that ship needs to go ship the charges to somewhere.
Yeah, no, the ship already left.
The
It
ship
a few
left,
days
yeah.
ago.
Yeah, the ship left.
Well, how are we gonna
Yeah.
get there then?
We walk.
We're walking.
You know what, kid? You got to sleep in the Egyptian cotton sheets. Be nice.
Wait, I gotta take those sheets with us.
Oh, great.
Wait, where'd they go?
Yes, okay, we can retcon that. She stole the sheets. We'll retcon that. Right?
You stealing the sheets from Girder? Or wait, who? Wait.
No, the ones in my boat.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's fine.
Are we doing crimes?
I will say she
Oh,
pocketed
no, it's my
them.
boat.
And one of the barbarians are really cold one night on the ocean.
Oh.
Why are they cold? It's silk. That's not gonna keep you warm.
Making stuff up as I go here.
I just want the silk, nothing else.
Then I will say yes. You have a nice pair of silken Egyptian cottony sheets that are probably two golds worth of material.
Oh, mercies. All right, so are we headed? Should we head towards? Wait. Oh yeah, I located kind of the general area where the Sartoris are, right? Last session.
So, are you talking about your? We kind of did a couple of them. Sartoris,
three
yeah.
with the nomads.
So
The 3 with the nomads, because I think we
Yeah.
should head there while we figure out what to do about ACO.
Mm-hmm.
4 birds, 1 stone.
4 birds, 1 stone. Yes. So you
Very
can
pleasant.
definitely, if you want to head directly to the Blessed Isle, that's fine. You'd likely just have to procure a new vessel, if you will. Or you could probably wait a while for the other ship to come back, or I mean, the choice is really yours. I'm sure you can come up with a boat at least
Yeah,
fairly nice.
let's procure another vessel so we can start off now.
Okay.
Because I think we've been hanging around in Nexus long enough.
You're just running the criminal underground. It's whatever.
Just casually.
So yes.
God Owlin.
What?
God Owlin instead of Godfather.
Yes.
Right.
Gonna make you an offer you can't refuse.
Jeez.
Oh God, they massacred my boy.
Instead of a horse head, there's just like owl heads in beds places. You know what I mean?
That's horrifying.
Shalius, you are nothing more than a menace.
Yes.
Classic.
I cannot do a good Marlon Brando to save my life.
No,
so
you know what?
that's-
It's good
That's
enough.
the best you're getting.
That's good
That's
enough.
the best you're getting.
All right.
It just passes the check.
But yeah, we procure a boat.
Okay. So, I guess in the interest of kind of speeding things along a little bit, if you'd like, we can say that you went to the underground, you talked to Oshalius, and
For viewers, that is different from Shalius.
Yeah.
Shalius, and then there's Oshalius.
Oshalius, who can't decide
Completely
on an
different
accent.
character.
Right? Can't decide on an accent. Completely different set of characters. But yes, so we'll say you went to talk to him, and there's a couple of options. If you wanted to commandeer a merchant vessel, they will probably drop you in the area of major trade, which would be the north part of the island, I believe. Hold on. Okay, so that would actually be, depending on what type of trade, if you wanted to get any sort of like handmade silks or blankets or whatever, a lot more handcrafts, novelty items made by traveling nomads and gypsies, crystal balls, polished stones, jewelry pieces, things like that. A lot of handmade crafts. Basically, one of those would be going directly to the south part of the island. If you were looking for war supplies, of course, you'd be the southwest part of the island. If you were looking for food, be north west part of the island. And we haven't really decided on what good your family is, so
frick.
we'll say various goods and things like that. Knowledge, basically, a lot of scholars and knowledgey people would probably be going to that sort. People
I like that one, like books and stuff.
Yeah, books and stuff. Basically,
books and universities and stuff.
Basically, great knowledge that's been passed down by the descendants, the great owls, would be probably what they barter and trade with. A lot of people take pilgrimages here to learn culture and things like that. Not a lot of trade that happens. More, we'll say, scholarly. Sound good?
I love that.
Okay. And that's what they have. They're rich in knowledge and just basically worldly things. And so there's not usually boats leaving there. So I will say yes, you can catch a merchant vessel on any part of the island you wish to go to, aside from your home area, probably.
Right.
And yeah, let me see. Would there be? Yes. He would warn you, though, that the island is locked down when you get to the island. That usually you require some form of paperwork to authenticate your trade, which the ship would definitely have. However, most ships are usually scrutinized and checked and searched, and that travel has been unsafe in the water as of the last few years. Which I'm sure you guys already recognize what he's talking about. The adventurers had mentioned the same.
Right. Yeah, I think we would like to head to the first one you mentioned, where it was like the textiles and like that kind of.
Sure.
Just right.
We have a boat due to return and turn back around and unload. It may be in the docks already. However, it is likely not unloading today, given that it is a holiday. Hold on, let me accent. Well, it's likely not unloading today because it's probably a holiday. I had to be with my wife, but she'd probably stab me with a broken bottle if I showed up empty-handed. So I'm here searching for a gift. However, the boat is probably due to unload anytime soon, but it will likely head back out if you command it. Um, and the name of the boat escapes me right now, but I'm sure if you give your GM a few moments, he can think of it.
Of course.
So yeah, it'll probably unload and set out tomorrow.
All right. Then let's wait until tomorrow, and then we shall head out. Sound good with everyone else?
Sounds like a plan.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right. What time of day is it right now?
It'll walk across a couple hours past noon, so maybe 1 or 2 o'clock.
Oh, cool. So, anything y'all want to do while we wait, or
No, nothing comes to mind.
all right? Should we
Oh,
roll?
well, no. Never mind. I'm good.
Cool. So the night passes. We're next day.
Oh, Kiddis, do you put anything? Do you put the tree by anyone?
Yeah, I put it probably by Gail.
Given that you're awake, would you are you gonna try to just convince him to do it while he's awake this time?
More of like he doesn't have a choice. I kind of be like, you're sitting with the tree again.
Okay, thanks for letting me know. I'll try and have a good dream tonight.
Okay. So, what dream do you have?
You know what? This time I'm
If you
not
let
upset.
him have
Would
it
you like
and Wolf
to?
stops it again, I'm gonna be pissed.
What dream do you think? A great DM.
Happy or sad? Or well, let's see. How do you want to
Shall I
feel
roll
after?
for happy or sad?
How do you want to feel after?
Let me roll that. Let's go happy. Why not?
Happy? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Let's do happy. Is that right? So you are on the ocean. Wind blowing through your face and hair. You can actually taste the salt water. It's a super vivid dream. As you're kind of on the ocean, the boat just skimming past at full speed. You are on a quest, a mission to bring Shanti to new lands. And you land on a land unrecognized by you, and you just waltz off the boat and fly. You notice that it's not butterfly wings this time, but full angelic wings as you descend upon a group of people just waiting for you, offering you gifts at your feet. And your hand is intact, your feet are intact. In fact, you just are pristine from head to toe, no scars, no anything. And you present this bundle of wheat to a tribe of people, and they are grateful. And as you do that, the wheat falls apart in the wind, and their crops begin to grow. Tomatoes, beets, radishes, grapes on vines, as this whole field of bounty just grows as you speak to them, and they're grateful to you. You saved a group and a family from famine, and they begin to fatten up right in front of you. And by the end of your dream, this village erects a giant statue of you with a rose coming from the ground at your feet, with giant wheat fields behind this statue, as it almost worshipping you as the one who saved them. And that's the dream you had.
Good dream. Good dream.
Yeah, it's happy, right? Happy dream, jaunty dream. Everything's good.
Mm-hmm.
But the gem that was growing on Philo's bonsai tree, completely polishes up and becomes a perfect rupee in shape, also green, that looks almost exactly like the dreamstone. And just as soon as it finishes polishing over and takes a complete form, that the fruit of the tree almost drops and hits the roots. And the tree begins to slowly die and turn to dust, as what is left over is what looks like a dreamstone.
Okay.
But it has a flame inside of it that is clearly burning.
Am I awake and seeing this happen to the tree?
Yes, you are, and I'm assuming Kiddis is standing over you awkwardly.
Well, no, it's
no,
not.
no, no, no,
I'm
no,
not
no, no,
standing
no, no,
over
no,
him.
no, no.
I'm immediately grabbing the stone before Gale has a chance to even try anything.
Kiddis, I'm really, really sorry about the tree. I don't know what happened.
Interesting. Okay, so it's like the Dreamstone, but it's not the Dreamstone. Can I figure out what it is? So I'm assuming Philo's soul's in it.
Roll an arcane.
Oh shoot, 15.
It's a soul. It resonates with a soul, and it feels like Philo. You've spent enough time with him to kind of feel him and understand. Now, it's a different form of Philo, but it seems to be him.
Okay. How do I talk to you? Do I knock myself? Do I have to knock myself out to talk to you? I'll knock myself out on the boat.
Wait,
Kim
what?
just like stands up and just like it's like just totally forgot Gail's there.
Love it.
Wait.
Huh? Oh
What,
yeah,
what,
thank
what,
you.
what?
All right, thank you.
Wait, no, don't knock yourself out. What are you doing?
Oh, I want to see if I can talk to Philo.
Wait, hang on. If Philo feeds on dreams, won't you just wait until? Oh, wait, no, you can't, can you? On account of you getting into trance. Don't knock yourself out just yet. Okay, let's
I'm waiting
let's
till we get
figure
on the
this out.
boat, silly.
Yeah, but I don't want to see you just hate yourself just to talk to an old friend. I get that Philo's, our buddy and all that, but I think we need to hold off for a second.
That's how I've always talked to Philo. I get drunk, pass out, and Philo talks to me.
Okay. I'm not sure I completely understand what's going on, but okay. Well, let's try this later.
Thank you for helping. I'll see you on the boat.
Yeah, did I help? I mean, the tree's gone.
Yeah, the tree did its job. It needed to grow this.
Oh, kind of feel sad about the tree though.
The tree had Philo's soul in it. Now this has it.
Yeah, now tree's dead.
No, I'm gonna keep the pot though. And she sticks the pot in her bag.
Love that.
Okay.
Little hoarder.
You are now the proud owner of a polished bamboo wood bonsai tree pot. The dirt is still there, but any remnants of the tree has turned essentially to ash and is undistinguishable with the dust and debris of the room.
Thank you.
All right. So do you guys make your way to the docks? Is there anything else anyone's
Yes.
doing? All right.
Yeah. But as we're walking, like I kind of sensed that that I've got some like newer magic. I'm talking about the psionic stuff. And so I want to try to see. I want to try to use the psychic whispers. I want to see if I can use it.
Who are you using it on? Why did I even ask this question?
I'm just trying this out. What was it? As an action, choose one or more creatures you can see, up to a number of creatures equal to your proficiency bonus. Which one's for that?
That could be the entire
Oh,
party. Your proficiency
the
bonus is +3.
Proficiency bonus. Oh, cool.
That's true,
Yes,
yeah.
it's everyone. And I want to roll 1 psychic energy dice, so that's a 1d6. And then for a number of hours equal to the number rolled, chosen creatures can speak telepathically with you, and you can speak telepathically with them. That's cool. I'm trying this out. 4 hours.
Do you really want Kiss talking to you?
Too late. It happened. The die has been cast, literally.
Beat me to it.
And so, like, as they're walking, Cedar's just kind of like messing with her book, and then she's like, "Hello." Oh my gosh!
What the heck?
Oh, I felt new magic, and I think I can talk to you guys telepathically now. Let me see. This is Cedar. Can you hear me? I think you can answer back. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah. Oh, hang on. Let me try. Yeah. I can kind of hear you. Wait, am I
So
speaking your
cool.
mind right now?
Yeah.
Am I
can hear you in
speaking
my
in your
head.
mind right now?
This is so cool. I wonder.
I've
Wait,
never
I'm
done
gonna
this
try
before.
something. I wonder if you guys can hear Argos too. Hey, Argos, can you patch in, buddy? Because you're like part of my head, I guess.
Technicalities.
I thrive on them.
The best form of victory.
You notice the pool of hunger, but he doesn't speak anything out loud.
Maybe later then. Okay, buddy. I don't know why, but I feel like I can do that for like about 4 hours today. That's fun.
Really? That's quite a while.
I don't know why. But let's talk as we're walking through this half-empty city. Through our minds. So yes, you will notice as you kind of make your way to the docks that the city is still mostly empty. People are probably actually still celebrating, enjoying their new toys. I'd say probably about 70% of the businesses are actually still closed, which is weird for I guess a Monday. Usually the start of the week is kind of like the strong part of the week for business, but no, everything seems to still mostly be closed as everyone's kind of celebrating. Peering into windows as you walk by, you can kind of see people still like eating dinner and spending time with their family, and any kids are playing with new toys out in the street. You see a lot more kids out and about, trading things and running around back and forth doing like little impromptu shows and tells. You trip over them almost because they're only really the kids are out playing. Some of them are drawing. You notice a lot more chalk and graffiti all over the streets and cobblestone roads. And as you make your way through the city, you come up to a dock, and you were expecting a boat. But you hear the hum of something hovering above the ocean.
Airship.
The cranes working themselves out, dropping debris and items onto the dock itself as it hovers above. You can feel the rustling of wind as it pushes down against you, and you see the rear of the ship that just reads Tempest Rose. And you know you're in the right place.
Whoa, this looks fun.
Wow.
I miss the Contessa.
The Contessa was really fun. But let's see what
Yeah,
this place
it
has to
was
offer.
nice,
Right. Let's go and find my family. Not something I
Yeah.
thought I'd be saying.
We'll get him.
Thanks. And we go over to, I guess, onto the boat to go board. Or
Wait, is it
Boat or
currently?
airship?
It's currently hovering, isn't it?
It is. So the I got it posted in maps for you guys. I'm just resizing you a little bit. Um,
Oh, I love it.
Whoa.
the ship itself seems to be magically flying above the air, probably about 20 feet off the ground, and it's the ship itself has a low hum, but other than that, it's mostly silent. The sound that you're hearing is actually the water itself kind of dispersing, and it's moreover the wind hitting the ground that you're hearing versus anything else. You'll notice that the ship is actually very well armed. There are cannons off in different directions, multiple cranes going, dropping ropes and things like that. The two side cranes are actually more focused on holding the ship to the dock versus the center crane that goes out of the center is exchanging goods. You see various people pulling the crates away and basically awaiting more, loading up supplies as the crane goes up and then dropping things down. The captain of the ship actually seems to be more towards the dock, and a large staircase is actually descended down from the rear of the ship underneath the name, and it's almost like steps that are touching the ground that lead to the very top of the ship. You notice even from the ground that there is a rear mast that has some sails on it, but almost what holds the sail to the ground are two giant dragon skulls that are permanently affixed to the top part of the ship or the deck, that hold the mast that actually will steer the ship around. And this is a very large and extravagant boat, considering the mundane actions of flying back and forth, getting quilts from a nomadic race of people.
Love it.
This is so cool.
All right. Racia?
What, you mean flying race?
Yeah, let's go. Come on. Let's see what you can do.
Okay, yeah.
I gotta know where to start if I'm teaching how to fly anyways. Let's go.
All right. Let's do this.
2,
2,
1,
1.
go.
I'm gonna try and just fly up.
And
Sort of
Cedar's trying to
Superman
fly up
style.
onto the ship as fast as she can.
Who's faster at this point? Is it?
Oh.
I'm
I
want to
use dash.
Oh, okay.
Oh, damn you. In that case, if you're using dash, Cedar would definitely be faster out of the two.
A little bit, I think. So yeah, so you guys just take off, and she beats you to the deck, but just barely, as you hear the sound of like a shrill voice at the bottom, on the dock still. You see the captain almost like yelling, "What are you two doing?" And he's like, but you pay it basically no mind as you're just like jetting off, and then he kind of stares at Dana and Kittis, who are just left on the ground. Can I help you 4? Or, well, 5, excuse me. I didn't see the cat right away. And he's addressing
Get
Dana
a
and
ride.
Kittis. A ride? Do I look like a taxi?
Oh, I forgot. I'm the one who would ask.
Well, here's the thing, though, honey. We were told this ship is going where we're meant to go, and the ones that flew up there had our credentials.
Do I hear her say that?
Sure.
Oh. Cedar's already like on the ship and one at this point. Oh, frick, I forgot. I'm gonna head back down.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah.
Cedar just kind of like, does that cool, like takes a step off the edge and like kind of. Like that kinda,
Superhero
like-
landing?
Yes. Like uses her wings to like kind of circle, like kind of spiral down and land. So sorry, I got excited.
Let's do that.
Clearly.
Yes, we will be needing passage to. What was it called? Where was the place called?
Oh man, I did not flesh this out as much as I thought. So there's no cities or anything like that. but you can call it No Man's Land if you wanted, or well, I don't know. What's a good name? Hold on, let's think of a name here really quick.
All right.
Because it was, who were the nomads?
Sartori.
Satori. Yeah, they're traditional.
Satori Badlands, maybe?
Ooh.
I'm just suggesting Satori Badlands.
Ooh, that sounds cool.
Okay. Yeah, because I was gonna say No Man's Land, or I mean, I like Badlands a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the Satori Badlands. I think general
Thank you.
consensus sounds good.
I contributed.
We would like passage to the Sartori Badlands, please. And I believe this will speak to our credentials, and I kind of pull out the blade. I'm holding the blade, so it's not looking like a threat. the dagger that I got.
So what Carlos said was true, huh? You're the new one. And he kind of leans in, and he's a dwarf, mixed with something else that's also very short, that you can't quite make out what it is. And he kind of leans in, and he sniffs you.
What is with everyone is sniffing?
I really don't know. It's a weird
Yeah,
thing.
it's a
Town.
He kind of
it's a Nexus thing.
pokes you a little bit, and kind of like tugs on one of your feathers for a second, and he's just basically.
Do you want
like,
a feather?
It's like once. Are you offering?
Maybe.
And as you say that, he just tugs on one.
Oh, son of a...
And he's like,
her little ear tufts are just flat against her head right now. Like how a cat's ears do that. Like that's the same. Like okay.
and you notice that he has a hat, and there are various feathers in the hat. And so what he does is he actually takes your feather and tucks it into his hat amongst another owlin feather, the end of a peacock feather, a peahen feather, just various colored feathers, grays, whites, multicolored. And there's probably about 7 or 8 feathers just lining the right side of his hat. And he basically just says, for luck. The skies have been crazy lately. Hopefully, as the new leader, you'll be able to protect us some. We'll be setting off here in a few hours. Make yourself at home.
We thank you. And we head on the boat. And so you're just kind of like rubbing the spot on her wing that he like yanked the feather from. Do you have to take a flight feather? Oh.
And he kind of ushers everybody up the stairs, for those who can't fly. And you are dropped onto essentially the deck of the ship, where you now notice the large dragon skulls holding the masts. Everything is clean, everything is shiny, everything is oiled. You can hear, now that you're on board the ship, subtle cracks of electricity that seemingly come from the engines, that are affixed to the sides of the boats. And at the very center of each of the engines, you notice a large magic gem, much like the ones that came out of the mine, but polished, and the size of, like, how to explain it? They're huge, right? They're probably about the size of a small car, or like or a huge couch. They're giant stones. So you immediately see these, and recognizing the value of a small stone being a couple of thousand gold, that these large magic stones are probably worth like multiple lifetimes of gold, like solid platinum, to get this ship off the ground. Just based off of what you know about money. Like, if you had one of these, you could be set up for generations.
Oh, wow.
Like, probably 200, 300,000 gold for one of these crystals.
Crazy.
And as you get on board, the captain, he kind of puts his finger to his forehead, and 3 crewmen actually come off of the ship to make room for you.
Oh.
And your party, and they are dismissed, and they kind of fist bump each other. They run off to a bar someplace to drink. And as
Spontaneous
you
vacation.
and as you kind of go around, what you notice, there are 2 hovering ships, probably the size of sloops, about 20 foot long, that are now circling and redocking with the ship as well. That act as kind of like, say, escorts to the larger ship, and various crew people kind of come back, most likely with contraband goods, alcohol, things like that. You can kind of see they kind of are hush-hush about what they have. But aside from that, there is the crew of now probably about 17 plus all of you. And this is the boat.
I love the boat. It's so pretty.
This is pretty incredible. I didn't know such magic existed.
This is amazing.
Is there anything you want to do in the meantime?
I'm sorry?
Is there anything you want to do in the meantime?
I think Kittis wants to get plastered.
I'm gonna go find a bed, take out myself sheets, get some alcohol, and get plastered.
Are you okay, hon?
Yeah.
Do you need to talk about anything?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Just stay safe.
I'm gonna lock the door.
Okay. Put a chair under the door handle.
So Kittis will find a room probably in the mid deck. You see there's 2 rooms with double beds. They're very large. One you can assume is the captain's quarters, and the other one seems to be probably guest quarters. I will say she found and settled into one of those 2 rooms. Do you want the captain's room or the one that doesn't seem to be the captain's room?
The one that doesn't seem to be the
Thank
captain.
goodness.
I had to ask.
It has limits.
It's a valid question. But thank you so much, Charisse, for not choosing the captains.
What do you do with a drunken sailor?
As the little demon spawn teenager lays down new sheets, the taste of alcohol touches her lips as the ship begins to lift off. You hear the bells and whistles notifying everyone around that the ship is now leaving, and as it begins to take to the sky, we'll end our session.
Yay!
Oh,
That was so fun.
that was so good.
All right, so
Just
anyone
getting drunk once again.
anyone who is still with us, I thank you. But we are going to go ahead and sign off for the night. So thank you guys for joining us.
Thank y'all so
And,
much.
We will
Thank you,
hopefully
everybody.
see you guys next weekend, potentially, maybe. We'll schedule
I'm
it
good
out
for
and we'll
that.
let everybody know.
Yeah.
But we will talk soon, and we hope you enjoyed the show.
Thank y'all so much. Have a lovely week.
See you soon, everybody. Have a good one.
Yeah.